What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Knight. Welcome. I did this backwards, but whatever. Welcome to the Film Cave, episode number 69. Y'all nasty. It's your boy Knight.
What's up, everybody? Logan here. We are ready for a perverted episode, I guess, if you want to say.
So no different from any other. Got it.
That's correct. Yeah, big show. We finally got, somewhat of what we've been waiting for. It wasn't a whole lot, but we're going to talk about it. We're excited.
Yes.
And then we've got some Moon Knight to talk about. So it's going to be a good show. I think people should be excited because we definitely are.
I believe so. And I got my drink, so I'm ready.
Uh-huh.
And I'm on a refill. You got your? Okay, perfect. Classy as always. I am not. But it's all right.
Love me, San Juan.
We balance each other out. All right.
Correct.
So thank y'all so much again for joining us, whether you're watching on live and or on playback on one of the many, what I'm going to say, outlets, platforms. There you go.
Yeah, gotcha.
I was going to mix up platforms that we're on. We thank you so much. If you like what you see here, if you enjoyed the show, if you had fun, if you like our banter, if you like the conversation, whatever, the easiest way and the simplest way, but most importantly, pay attention, because it's the cheapest way to show your love and support is to hit that subscribe button. It's down there. It's simple. It's red. It's bright. Hard to miss. We'd appreciate it so much, as well as hitting that thumbs up. It really helps this show and the channel reach a lot more people, and as well as that notification bell, just so you can be reminded when all episodes drop. Why not?
Yeah,
bring a little brightness.
We're here every week. Come on. Stick around.
Every damn week. So come on over. All right. How have you been, good sir? How was your week?
Not too bad. We it seems like someone's gonna buy the house that we are selling.
Okay. Is it the kids?
No, thankfully not. That's what's funny is, like, when you're going through it, like, I'm not allowed to know who the person is that's buying the house until it's said and done, because I could go find them and, like, threaten them or something. So that all has to kind of be it's weird, but that's like what realtors are for. It's like you can't talk to anything like that. No, I'm not a realtor. I had a house that I was selling, but it's currently under contract. And when you go under contract, like if you're a buyer, you have what's called an option period, and that's the amount of days that, with no cause whatsoever, you are allowed to back out with no repercussions. And
that's what they're hiding, folks.
And so that option period has now ended. And now if they wanted to back out, I think they'd have to give us like $2,000 or something.
Ooh,
but I would much rather have them just go ahead and buy the house, Yeah. So, so that $2,000 is literally meant to, like, deter them from leaving, and they decided that number, which is kind of funny. So let's hope they don't back out, because I want to be donezo with that house. We got to talk to our architect about the house that we're going to try to build. It's, we got to wait a few weeks to, like, actually get legitimate drawings and then hear how fucking expensive it's going to be. But yeah, it's going to be terrifying, absolutely terrifying. But we're in that mood. We're going right now. So things are exciting. Things are also nerve-wracking. But that's been the week that I've had. What about you? Anything going on?
Good, man. Nothing. Same old shit. Been quiet. I got my taxes done. That was stressful. I finally got my a new bed frame, so that's coming in Monday.
Gotcha.
So I'm slowly but surely getting shit in. But life is just kind of like, once you get a little nudge to, like, where the fuck you going? Like, to knock you down a peg. So it's kind of what's happening right now at the moment. But I'm still alive, so that's good. Still kicking.
Yep.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. It's been my week. Nothing crazy yet. But it's still young.
Sure.
So we'll see. We shall see. All right, y'all. So let's say, what have you? Let's get into the show. I'm ready. Are you ready, good sir?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. Me and my drink is ready as well. All right, y'all. Like we said, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We will, if there's anything you feel like we missed during the show at any point, please hold off, because at the end of the show, per usual, we will be dedicating a good, 10, 15 minutes or so to y'all at the end in the chat to just shoot the shit, go over anything we might have missed, and just talk about the show or life, whatever. Doesn't matter. So let's get into it. For those of you who do not know, most of you do. Me and Logan are a couple of what?
Fucking nerds.
You're goddamn right. Fucking nerds, man. Which means we're talking about film. Any and all times of the damn day. Doesn't matter. But sometimes there are other things we want to talk about. There are the genres we want to dip our toes into. But sometimes, not even sometimes, pretty much all the goddamn time, the world of film still finds a way to rear her beautiful head into the conversation. Because why?
Jealous ass bitch. 100%.
Jealous ass bitch.
Yep.
This is true.
That's right.
But we like to call this particular segment. See, it's hard to get on a groove with singing on it when you already have music playing that's dedicated, But it's out there in the world. Yeah. Get it? You can't see my dance, but I'm grooving.
I can. And it was he was snapping and everything with it.
It was a lot of snaps. You gotta feel it sometimes. You gotta get it in there. All right. That's what they said. So there's a particular fashion in which we go about said out there in the world. Logan, for the people who might be new, stumbling upon here, do you want to tell them what kind of fashion that would be?
Well, I would love to tell them that fashion would be the Film Cave's own traditionary fashion.
You're goddamn right. Traditionary fashion. And said fashion, is there anything you would like to lead us off with?
Yeah, a little thing. I'm very close to being done with the audiobook for Ready Player 2. Now, finished Ready Player 1. That was a while back. I don't know if I've spoken about Ready Player 2 yet. I can't remember if I had started it or not.
Yes.
But I am now very deep into it. I think I have a little over 2 hours left in this. Yes, very deep. I mean, aggressively. And it's 69.
That's very true.
But I think I have a little bit more than 2 hours left. And I just have to say that when this book started, it was a lot of setup. And I was like, I don't even the things that were happening. I don't know if I was a big fan. I was like, this is kind of weird. Let me just fucking tell you.
Oh.
Shit hits the fan in the craziest way. Okay. I don't necessarily want to spoil things, but also I know I said this where how different the movie was from the first book. They're going to change everything with the second book too, in terms of the details.
Oh, sure.
But the general story is the main guy that created it, that left the big Easter eggs and the keys for him to find and all that kind of stuff, James Halliday. He wins. He gets the Easter egg. He's now the heir, all that kind of stuff. He actually leaves an egg in the real world as well, that he gives him a clue in the Oasis, and it's in his same building, and he just goes up and gets it, and inside that egg is a brand new headset. And this headset, it has a video from him, and he says, I will leave the decision to you on when or if to release this. It's completely up to you. And the reason why it's such a big deal is because this headset puts you into a coma in the real world and connects you 100% to the Oasis, to where you can smell, taste, feel everything. Your body does not have to move at all. You are asleep, but you're feeling everything. And
sounds horrible, but great at the same time.
Correct. So they go ahead and say yes. They implement it. They start selling it. It explodes, of course. everybody wants it. Basically, society has like damn near shut down because everyone's in the Oasis now. They even go like, he goes off and saying, like somebody calls him something that's like a derogatory, like gay term. And he's like, after getting the new headset, he's like, I've experienced sex from all different genres. He's like, I can be that person and experience it. I can be the giver, I can be the receiver, I can be this, I can be that. He's like, I've learned that I like all kinds of sex because sex is fucking great. And he's like, it's like super interesting because they go all out to where it's like talking about ending racism and ending this kind of stuff, because you can be an old white man and put yourself in the shoes of a young black man, and it has like helped society in that way. But basically, long story short,
that's interesting.
James Halliday's like Oasis character is AI because he was running the like contest after he died, and the AI went rogue and has now
naturally
locked everyone that's logged in cannot log out. They're stuck in comas. With these new headsets, you can only wear them for 12 hours at a time, and then you are forced to log out and take another 12 hours off because it will start to rot your brain. Like, it'll kill you and make you go insane because it's a forced coma. And now all of a sudden they're like, okay, there's a new contest, and the AI, for some reason, they do not know why, wants, like, he's going to shut everybody down and say, y'all need to go find this thing for me, or I'll kill you all. And so, super interesting. Shit is hitting the absolute fan. I'm talking like murdering people in the real world, and the AI in the Oasis is doing it, like, kind of shit. So I'm very intrigued about what they could do with the movie, but also like
probably bog that shit down.
Well, sure, but like the last thing I just read was a whole entire like 20-30 minute scene that is on the world all about Prince, and they have to fight 7 princes from different time periods that are all incredibly powerful. And like,
Jesus.
And I'm sitting there like, and they have to fight them with musical instruments that can kill you in the Oasis. Like, they're like sonic guitars and shit like that. And I'm sitting there going, Prince is dead now, so they would not do this in a movie. You know what I mean? And
unless they like recreated them. And
that's the thing, is I think that's kind of disrespectful, more than like doing it one time and having it be like, an homage to him, kind of thing, cool. But like, this is 7 of them acting absolutely insane, so it's like,
that's true.
So it's a little, after he passes away, if he was actually still here, he'd be all over. I'm sure he'd want to be on set, but
right.
But yeah, so that's like a thing where I know they would change it. Like, the general story would be similar, but like, there's no way they would do that exactly. So yeah, I can't wait to see what happens. I'm digging it so far, and the stakes are fucking high, which I appreciate. So
heard it. Okay, not bad at all.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna start off small. I have a few things to just work my way up. So we have some, what are they named? Wonder Twin casting. So that's a thing.
Oh yeah.
I heard that was happening and I completely forgot about it, but now it's a thing. So DC's very own favorite twins, I guess, I don't know, have found their twins in KJ Apa and Isabel May. I know who KJ is because he's all over Riverdale. I don't watch it, but I know he's popular from that. I don't know who Isabel May is.
Okay.
So it's just 2 white folk playing the Wonder Twin. The Wonder Twins, which I'm pretty sure... I'm not sure what the ethnicity of the Wonder Twins are, actually, to be completely honest with you. They're people I did not give a shit about.
Yeah.
They were on Super Friends, and then that was really about it. I don't know who's directing this. I don't know which tone they're trying to go for, but at least they have their cast now, I guess, so that's interesting. Do we care about a Wonder Twins movie?
I mean, listen, it's one of those things where off the top of my head, not a fucking chance, 0%. But they could make it interesting. You know, I mean, it's really one of those things where they're just taking an IP. It really depends on, you know, it's not like taking Lord of the Rings and you're like, oh shit, this is going to be an epic story. They could go any direction whatsoever, small, big, you know, campy, somewhat serious. You know, they could do whatever if they want to change things up. My actual question is, do they just go ahead and scrap this fucking thing and ask KJ Apa to do a couple scenes at the end of Flash being the new Barry Allen? You know, and I just said that because exactly, he's a horrible choice, but he is a choice and they need a new choice.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to that.
What do you think? Are you excited?
No, I don't care.
Right.
It's gonna be one of those that you're gonna have to sell the shit out of me.
Correct.
For me to care. And right now, by your casting, I do not care.
Right.
At all. You definitely went for the heartthrob casting instead of like something deep or invested. You want to get Riverdale people and young girls to this movie,
and that's a weird dynamic to go after for a Wonder Twins movie because they are not going to fucking watch it.
Yeah, it's
you know what I mean.
Very, very weird. But to each their fucking own, I guess.
Correct.
Do you?
Correct.
What do you got?
Besides that, I mean, the only other thing I've got is I did get the actual communication today of a press screening ish thing for Doctor Strange.
Oh, that's nice.
It's the Wednesday before, so one day early.
I still have to hit that fucker up too.
I know that was the thing is I asked him, I said, anything about New York yet? And he's like, I haven't heard anything yet. He's like, but your friend hadn't hit me up. And I was like, okay, well, never mind then, I guess.
Tell me his damn name again.
I'll tell you off.
Well, yeah.
But because I'll tell you, so with this one, I kind of got shit end of the stick because of the girl that was on my website team before me in Texas for the Dallas area. She kind of fucked us over, and we didn't even know that she was communicating directly with like the studio screening people. And because normally the guy that you're going to contact is like, he gets contacted and kind of sends them to us to where, you know, he's in the know. He also knows basically if you go see a movie, you need to send a review in, because if not, you're just using the press status to fuck people. You know, you're just going and seeing free movies early. Yeah. And that's exactly what she did for like 6 months. And so basically here in the Texas market, my website got taken off of like the A tier press passes for all of Disney. So there's a press only screening on Monday, the day of the premiere, that I didn't get invited to. But Wednesday is the IMAX fans wait outside in a line, first come, first serve for hours early. And then a couple rows of press in like the perfect seating. And so you would get the die-hard fan experience that you still want for that first time if you went to something like this. And this is something that, you know, Disney does for pretty much all their blockbusters is they'll do a press screening and then they'll do a fan screening because they want all these people to go see it and spread the word, you know, the day before it comes out. So I think you'd enjoy it. There's no telling what theater they rent out, you know, whatever. I highly doubt it'll be Lincoln Square, but they might. But yeah, we'll talk about it, see if you can get in contact with him, because for the first time ever, Texas was like the first people to get shit locked in. So that's kind of nice and refreshing. But I do wish I was seeing it Monday. I'm not gonna lie, but that's okay. I'm still fucking excited as hell.
Heard it. All right. So, well, I got a few things here. I think that's the only thing. So another small one. We have a Minecraft movie coming up, which is,
oh my god,
that's not surprising. It's fucking Minecraft.
But also, it's what, 10, 15 years too late?
Isn't it still going on, Minecraft?
Yeah, but like the massive movement of Minecraft was 10 years ago.
That's true. That's true. Maybe it's the resurgence of it. Who knows? Especially if you lock down Jason Momoa, apparently he's attached, which was very left field for me. I wonder how they're going to do that.
It's called a paycheck, man. They're gonna give him so much fucking money.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm just like, really? That's what you want to do, Jason?
Right.
Okay. I mean, you got kids, I guess. Sure, we gotta do things for the kids sometimes when we're parents, I guess. So I take it you're excited for this movie.
Oh my god. Well, the question is this like a Chris Pratt as Mario scenario where he's a voice?
Oh my god, this fucker is who did he just get announced as again too? Chris Pratt?
Yeah. Something as stupid.
Was it Garfield?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Raise your hand if if you wanted a Garfield movie in the first place. Like, is Chris Pratt hurting for money? What the fuck is he? But
well, because he was on that MAGA tip, so now everybody's like, "Oh no, homie, your shit's dwindling fast."
But yeah, I'm not. But this is similar to fucking Wonder Twins. Movie could be awesome. You know, it's like the Lego movie. It's just a thing.
I'm gonna say I expect that to be more fun than fucking Wonder Twins.
Right. Like you can make it whatever you want. You have nothing to go off of. You're just using a different medium in terms of the world to tell a story. After that, put a great script up there on the screen and give it to us. You know, could be good.
Right. How many more years until we get a Fortnite movie? Because that very well can be Ready Player One level of
That's
shit.
correct. The fact that we haven't gotten, Hunger Games, and then we haven't gotten any battle royale type of movies.
Oh.
Like it's because it's like a battle royale. Because that has been a resurgence of games for like 10 years. Like I've been following them as they've gone. Obviously, Fortnite is by far the biggest and probably the easiest to make a movie about.
Yeah.
I'd probably say in the next 5 years. I mean, if we don't have one on the screen in the next 5 years, I'd be very surprised. With an all-star cast. All-star.
So like I said, that's Ready Player One levels. Like you have all those rights to characters just going galore.
I mean, it literally is also, it's a mixture because you can also make it similar to like the Jumanji reboot and have it be kids and then their avatars in the game. Like, but instead of like Jumanji where they become them, it's just them talking through the mouths of the Rock, or whatever. Like I'm immediately thinking of like one of the default guys is like just a blonde buff white guy. And it's like Ryan Gosling running around in a fucking Fortnite movie as the lead. But he's sitting there going, he's like a kid. So he's got the vocabulary of a kid. It's ripe for hilarious comedy.
Right.
And
I
you
want
can
Iron
also,
Man flying around, fucking people up. And
see
Batman
that's where the tough stuff would be. I doubt they would bring in the IP stuff.
Oh, you have to. It's full of it.
But it's not like Warner Brothers, where they own everything in Ready Player One was owned by Warner Brothers. Same thing with Space Jam. I didn't see it, but same thing.
Welcome to the Space Jam.
So that's a different story. But I could see them, maybe doing a couple things, but you could also, the script for that, the story could have massive tension. You could make it obviously a much rated G version, but like it's a war movie.
Right.
Like make it as tense as fucking Saving Private Ryan, like that opening scene, like have your friend die and you're like, no, and then you die and you get second place and you respawn and you're like, like I could just see it, like go back in, but like the opening scene is super climactic. Everybody's screaming, no, don't die, like acting like it's like legit.
Right.
And then it's actually just, just go back in, like cue back up, so it could
play with the tone on that. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
That would be actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Heard it. All right. So speaking of something just serious and all that, Fast and Furious, a producer on there is saying that he would like for the series to go back to its roots, back to where it all started, back to them.
Too late.
Right, stealing DVDs and
Yeah.
fucking going
What
from
is
all of this shit to
Oh fuck! What is
stealing shit.
like? I said I'm not talking about it, cuz, or whatever Paul Walker
Oh yeah.
says. Like
So we'll talk
I
about
said,
cuz.
I said forget about it, cuz.
Yeah.
And I will admit right now, in
Oh
the
my
second
God.
one, Ejecto Cedo cuz
Yeah.
is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Like as a
It
kid,
is.
Ejecto Cedo, like he's just his big ass mouth, Ejecto, like just smiling so fucking hard.
Ejecto cuz. I'm like, oh my God.
But
That
like
was good.
it worked well. So
It did. Back when it was an annoying as fuck. Yeah.
correct. When he knew that he was a small time actor, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, I said Ejecto Cedo, cuz, and I was a random guy in Transformers. Where's
Right.
my fucking
Give me Green Lantern, bitch. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's
wait,
like,
what?
are you? Which I'm surprised Warner Brothers didn't do it now after the horrible castings that they've had already. But
Oh yeah, no.
yeah,
on
no,
that.
he would be so bad.
It
but
would.
It's an interesting thing for somebody to say though, because obviously they're only going to go up in terms of craziness. They're not going to take it back to
Going
our
back
roots for the
down.
finale. Part 2 is going to be just a race the whole time. What?
Absolutely not. No. So it's like I don't know if they just end this new one and then they start like a whole new series. There's like spin-offs, all type of shit along
Right.
the way. So I'm pretty sure they'll want to ground those to be like, oh hey,
Correct.
let's get back to the basics and this, that, and that. I'm like, okay, fine. Which I'll be all right with. Just don't fuck with it in this saga because it makes no sense.
Right.
To do that now. So Dom is no longer superhuman. That's just dumb. Too late. We already went there. Okay. So
Well, so I was gonna ask, like, off of that,
Mm.
do you expect this? This is a horrible example, but it's the only thing that's coming to my mind right now. Like, are you saying they might do spin-offs like the Step Up franchise, where they'll reboot it with a different people, but have like Fast and Furious, and then like a, something underneath it to say like this is the new crew or something like that, and it's a different family or a different story?
I think it will. It'll still exist.
Or will it
within
be a
the realm,
spin-off?
obviously, spin-offs.
Like you think it'll take characters we know?
I think it'll take characters we know and
Okay.
introduce new ones.
Gotcha.
But still be within that universe. So not like, oh, reboot everything. No, it's like it's now we're separating from Dom and
Yeah.
the crew, and we're doing, people we've interacted with or people we've mentioned or entirely new people who are connected
Gotcha.
through all of them. So that's what I think they'll do, because rebooting it fresh, that's just gonna be dumb. All right, so this just happened like literally like an hour ago, which I'm very intrigued and immediately want to see, and will be
Okay.
like, okay, anticipated, got it. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck
Correct.
will star as Sonny Vaccaro and Phil Knight in a film about Nike's efforts to sign Michael Jordan to a shoe contract. They'll obviously co-write together, and Ben Affleck is directing. Sign me the fuck
Yeah.
up. I want it now. Amazing.
Okay, so what you got to did you see The Last Duel?
I still haven't seen The Last Duel.
Okay, Last Duel. It's a very interesting movie because it is so easily like Oscar bait. It got zero Oscar love,
Yeah,
but it's so easily Oscar bait.
a lot of Razzies.
Correct, and it didn't deserve the Razzies, I don't think. Like, Matt Damon was kind of laughable at times, but that was the point. And Ridley Scott was great. This idea, the fact that they're actually like they're co-writing again, but it's them, they're doing it, and Ben is directing. What the fuck is this story? Like,
Yeah.
what don't we know about this?
Who's gonna play
because-
Michael Jordan?
And that's exactly right. Is I was like, oh no, because my immediate thought is like, please don't do something stupid and go get like the guy that played Tupac in All Eyes on Me or something. Like, just some guy that's stereotypical, looks like a black guy with a goatee and fucking bald.
Yeah.
It's like, please don't. But like, it's gonna take somebody.
It would have been Chadwick Boseman.
No.
He played everybody black. It would have been Chadwick
No.
Boseman. Michael
What if
Jordan.
What if they had Michael B. Jordan play Michael Jordan?
Oh my god! I'd be like, I'm no longer seeing this movie.
You're correct.
Right.
But no, you just reminded me. I was scrolling through. It was actually on Facebook, which I shouldn't have been on. Scrolling through these videos, These people were pushing. It's a video of Chadwick Boseman in an interview after Infinity War comes out, and they're saying, "Oh my God, look, he knew that he was going to pass away."
Oh, that dumb shit! Come on now.
And they're like Black Panther 2, and he's like, "I'm dead. I'm dead." And they're like, "No, we don't want you to die." And he's like, "I'm dead." And they're pushing this fucking bullshit that like
people being bored. And
it's like literally, it's just Chadwick saying like, "I'm currently dead." And the fucking, you think I'm going to say anything about a sequel? I died. You know, like
I don't know shit. Sorry.
Right. So that pissed me off. But no, this movie, as soon as I saw that, like usually especially one like this, where it's like not a big IP kind of thing, I got the notification and I'll just like it. This one, I was like, I'm retweeting that shit because this means something. Them two working together, writing, starring, and directing, they immediately believe in whatever this is. And I expect greatness. 100% expect greatness.
Likewise. Oh, that's going to be so good. Give it to me now. Don't please spearhead this fast.
Yeah.
And get it done.
That's the only problem is I hate being kind of in this world now where we won't see that movie for 3-4 years.
Well, and it's like, not really. It's a small independent one. They can knock that out quick.
But like, no, they haven't even wrote it. You know, I mean, they got to write 6 drafts before they shoot it.
Here's the thing, and I told you just before, when they do this with announcements,
they might have already been.
It's already just been, but now they're just like, here, throw it out, because let's do that. Fucking such and such has been cast and whatever. Meanwhile, they've been filming for fucking 3 months.
Right, he was cast 6 months ago. Yeah, that's correct.
Right,
it's quite possible.
So I'm hoping that's the case.
Correct. That'd be great.
With that, because like, okay, cool, we're here, and then fucking whatever, beginning of next year, towards the end, they'll be like, hey, stills from such and such new movie. It's like, oh, cool, got it.
Yeah.
And that would be great, because it's not a huge thing. You don't need to throw tons and tons of money into it. It doesn't require all of that. You could just knock this out on like a fucking month or two if you wanted to, depending on it. Usually that's what those independent just talk movies are. Like, here you go, boom, 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 knock it out.
Right.
Cool. All right.
Shit, any clue on who could play?
They're gonna have to get an unknown. They're gonna have to get a rising star. Yeah. They're gonna have to. Because especially who are you gonna get with Michael Jordan at that age? Fucking Nike. Like you're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Right. It's gonna have to be a newcomer, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I'm all here for. Bring some new talent. That's what it's all about.
But bring the fucking heat, man. You better find. You got to find somebody.
Oh, it's Ben and Matt. They'll find somebody. I'm not worried about that at all. Just at least kind of look like him, as well as like the acting chops. Don't be so far off and be like, it's Michael Jordan. It's like, is it? All right, cool. All right, let's see. It is scary. So this next one is very interesting.
Okay.
Because it got dropped, and I really didn't see too many people talking so much about it or getting people's perspective, because it is WB and that shit can be kind of loopy. But we got a leak of Mr. Keaton in the bat suit.
Oh.
Like full promo image. Oh, you didn't see it?
No.
Oh, shit. Like it was full, boom, here we go, like behind white and just chilling, like full promo. Shit, I don't know if I'll be able to find it, so I can send it to you at least.
I can look it up. Let me see.
Yeah.
It'll be on Twitter.
I'm sure it's still there because people give a fuck.
Okay, I already found it.
Okay, yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Is that it right there?
Yeah.
You can't even tell I mean, I guess you can tell he's kind of old. Yeah, God, he looks fucking ridiculous. I didn't think he would look that weird.
Yeah. It's a choice. It's a decision. They're obviously still going with the older original suit, just slightly modified.
Yeah, he didn't change shit over that long.
It's just modified and more like shiny and all type of shit. That neck That cow still stiff as shit. You ain't
Like,
moving.
god damn,
You-
man. He got in a wreck at one point, and he's just like, oh man, I'm going to use this as like a neck
Shit is
brace for the
huge.
rest of my life.
Yeah, it's
Like, keep my neck immobile.
I don't know. It looks something just looks off. Like the cowlness there. Like I don't know. Something just looks off about it. Like I'm looking at it, I don't feel, even though I never felt it from Keaton, like in terms of like threatening or like intimidating. I don't know. I just don't know how to feel.
Well,
like
so I'll tell you straight off the bat, looking at this image, is it's the way the suit is, having all this be covered in black like that, which you have to, but he's standing like this, and so he needs to be like this to where you can see his jawline cut into the black of that neck, to where it doesn't look like he has a fucking pinky nail head sat on top of this body. He looks fucking ridiculous. He looks derpy as shit. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's Keaton's Batman. I mean, they're bringing him back. It's surprising he didn't really make any improvements over 40 years. What are you doing?
Feels like I really like this suit. That's it.
Yeah, I mean,
it works.
He's like, hey, I made the first one, changed abs a little bit in the second one, solid.
Right.
I mean, it's like, all right, bro.
This suit's just harder. I'm gonna give the old one a flash.
Exactly.
Here you go,
Yeah.
buddy. Just
So I mean,
take that.
I don't know. It's pretty hilarious. That's funny. I had not seen that, but
Really, that's
he looks
surprising.
derpy as shit. I hope they don't use that to promote a goddamn thing.
Oh, that's exactly
Like-
what they're gonna do. What do you mean?
But he's just standing. It's
What
a
do you
mug. It's
mean?
Batman's mug shot. Like they're like, all right, turn to the side.
Right.
Like,
That's the thing. They don't give a fuck. They're just like fanboys. They'll be like, "Yes, my dick is hard because
That's-
Keaton's back." Oh my
sure.
god,
sure.
that's not gonna matter about anything else. I just don't have an opinion on it. It's fucking stupid.
Right.
Well, I guess that's my opinion. I don't.
It-
It's odd.
It almost looks more like a costume test image
Yeah.
than promotional. He's like,
Well, it's
you
not
know,
it's not an on fucking set type thing. We can judge it. It's like
right.
I'm fucking
So,
skin tight. And it's me.
It's almost like that was a picture that got sent, to all the executives. Like, hey, we signing off on this type of thing. Like, it's just him standing there.
And they said yes.
That's correct.
And they say yes. No, especially, I hope him and Ben do not have a scene together, because that motherfucker standing next to that motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like, hey, so what you learned from school today? Like type shit.
I want Ben to walk up and be like, those long ass ears don't count as your height, right? Like, he's like, just because your ears line up with my eyes doesn't mean that you're my height.
Absolutely. Like, I've shit more intimidating things
Yeah,
than you.
because
It's
he
like, oh my
really
God.
does. He looks like a little rubber chicken that you could fucking start slinging that fucking thing around, get him in his Batman vs Superman big suit, and just sling him the fuck around.
Right. You're like, tell me, did you grow? It's like, wait, what?
He's like,
He's like,
my
"Fuck you."
neck.
Right. Hold on, let me look at you. Hold on.
He's like, wait, what?
Right. He's
Who's
talking to me.
Yeah. Who the fuck said that?
Right. But it's like, what the fuck is he doing? It's like, oh my God.
If they don't have because it will make Keaton look stupid, but they better have a joke where fucking Flash is going around him super quick and he has to move his whole body to keep up, and he can't, because he can't even just he literally can't go.
There you go. No, not
I mean, so like he's gonna be like,
not at all. Like he has to turn his entire body just to look left. Like that's
that's tough.
That's really tough.
It's a world right there.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God.
I hate I gotta admit, I'm a realism kind of guy. Like, give me sci-fi, give me fantasy, but make it believable.
Mm-hmm.
A guy doing this job for 40 years and he hasn't figured out that he might want to move his neck, like articulate his neck. He's an idiot. I already am like, oh, he's going to be an absolute dope in the movie.
Yeah.
And if he's the brains behind the operation, which it almost is like he could be in the team that they're putting together, I'm like, you're telling me this guy, learns how to, use the multiverse and blah blah blah, but he can't ever figure out how to turn his neck.
Right. Well,
it's
he
one
gets
of those
a cue from Ben Affleck or some shit.
But it's one of those. Well, it's one of those details. Like, that guy's not smart. Like, but what can you say? That wasn't the point. The point is, oh no, we're gonna change it as little as possible and bring him back, even though he's old as shit.
Maybe we'll learn from Ben or something like, oh, he turned his neck, or maybe like he'll get like some shit. Him and Barry talking about the multiverse. Like, what's that? And fucking, I don't know.
But
we'll see.
It's gonna take him 40 years, and he has to see another version of himself to be like, oh fuck, never thought of that.
Right.
It's like, never thought about
that guy's got a point. Like Jesus.
After somebody slapped the back of your head and you had to do a full 360 to see who it was.
Right. And all I know is I'm going to laugh my ass off in the theater if they ever meet and there's like a face-to-face shot. I'm like, that's the biggest fucking apple box in my life, and I'm going to bust out laughing.
It would have to be a No Way Home scenario where, not when they first meet, where they fight. It better not be a fight at all. But if you had two Bruce Waynes talking and working on something, gold. You know, that's great. Having the same, especially because obviously one is much older than the other one, but having that ideology of like the older, you know, their mindset on being Batman should be similar, I would guess. And so like them trying to work through something would be dope, you know.
That would be cool. I actually really want to see that now. So I hope that happens. Outside of the suit, because I would be taking it seriously as them both sitting there. Like, you look crazy, bro. He's literally just towering over you.
I just see, like, I think back to Batman vs Superman with the absolute just charismatic Bruce Wayne that we got at like the party scene when he's talking to Clark Kent, and they're just digging at each other like that. But like he walks in and he's just like, it's like, I see, you know, like it's like, you're me,
right?
I could just see him just being like, okay, let's get to work. Like,
right. But like, oh, the multiverse isn't kind, you know, huh? Got it. He's like, all right, what do you got?
Or he's like, judging by your size, you're a crazy motherfucker, right? And he's like, oh yeah, nobody fucks with me. And it's like, I could tell. He's you're like, crazy as shit. Like, right, He's like, I could tell because you get the shit beat out of you by my Joker. Down.
Right. This motherfucker back here would have a field day with you.
Yeah.
So it's like, I understand, you're nuts. Got it.
You ever had a villain tell you he wants to jack you off? He's like, you gotta be able to slap shit out of him.
Absolutely. When your villain's trying to jack your dick, then come talk to me. All right, we're past fights. This is just harassment. He's nuts. All right. So I don't think only other stuff I had was like NBA shit, but that's not important. So it's like whatever. We can get to go on for like the main things.
Okay, gotcha.
Even though it's fun to talk about, but we'll talk about another time. But have you watched the Batman yet? I know you have.
No.
Oh shit. Interesting. Okay.
No, I haven't.
I thought you would have watched it already.
No, I'm waiting because honestly, I'm gonna watch whatever special features they have. Even though I know they don't have all of them. Apparently.
Yeah, it's like 2 minutes of like. Each one's like 2 minutes. I'm like, this is fucking. What is this?
But my cousin sent me, and it could have been fake, but my cousin sent me a list of all the special features. And I was like really getting sad because there was like 10 things on the list or something like that, but it was all 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute 50.
Short as fuck.
And then, but at the end of that list, like second or third from the bottom, there was one that was like 53 minutes. And I was like, let's fucking go. Like,
well, I hope that's.
I want a making of documentary on this fucking movie, even though I know how difficult it would have been having COVID show up. Because one more person on set with just a B-roll camera is kind of stupid in terms of a global pandemic. But I hope we got lucky enough for WB to be stupid enough to do it anyway.
We'll see, because the HBO Max ones, I was like, ooh.
Are they bad? Okay.
It's not. It's literally like basic ass shit. Like I said, it's like a minute 50, 2 minutes. Like that. I'm like, this 1 6 minute one. I was like, ooh, that's really about it.
I will say. I'm not a big like Best Buy Steelbook person. Like that doesn't. I don't care about that stuff. And correct, I've pre-ordered the steelbook for this. I mean, and the real reason why is because they're using this wallpaper that I've been using forever as the thing. So I was immediately like, whatever that one's on, and it's the steelbook. But I gotta admit, the theatrical poster of the close-up on the face with a question mark in his eye, that one might be one of my favorite posters of all time. Like, it's really so simple, but like, it's dark, it's gritty. He's got stubble. Like, it's just like it's a straight up picture, and it's just that one little thing to immediately tell you what the movie is. And I love that. And so I'm almost like, fuck, like that's on the normal one, you know? So I'm glad they used that for the normal one. But yeah, I went steelbook. I'm excited.
I love a good stubble Batman.
Yeah.
I like and love that Ben kind of introduced that, because he's the only fucker to do that before.
What?
And now they're riding with him. Like, I love it.
It takes that, it's that other aspect of realism. It's like, motherfucker's not shaving every day. I mean, literally, you can't.
Right.
Like, and especially somebody like Robert Pattinson's, it's like, he doesn't give a fuck.
Right.
You know, he's shaving just enough to where people don't recognize him. You know, so he's like, I got to keep it low, because if I somehow leave and they catch my patchy ass shit, you know, like they'll immediately be like, oh, hey, that's Batman.
Right.
Had that.
And he has all that goddamn chin and jaw, so you might as well just fucking like let it go.
But yeah, no, you're right about, you know, Ben did kind of start that. It brings that realism of like, Ben especially,
realism
like,
and grit.
He's a big guy that, like, I'm not one of them. I have to shave, like, I think I shaved Saturday night, and this is what I've got, and this is already kind of nasty for me. Like, I got to get rid of it soon. But like, I know people that have to shave every other day, or they have a beard. You know what I mean? And Ben looks like he could be somebody like that, being a big guy like that. And so it's like, yeah, he's not going to shave every day, and he's got a Batman, you know, so he's going to have some stubble. So I appreciate it. It's the little things.
Absolutely. All right. So I think that's going to do it for Out There in the World. We covered a lot on that one, which I actually really like. So again, if you felt like we didn't talk enough about something or something that we missed, please let it be known in the live chat or the comment sections below. And if you made it this far and you're new, again, consider subscribing, hitting that thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it. And get the word out. Word of mouth is strong. All right. So keeping it within the realm of DC. That sounded crazy, but DC. One of our boys are in trouble. Again.
He ain't my boy.
Ezra Miller has been arrested again in Hawaii for just being a disruptive force, apparently. So he was irate after being asked to leave a get-together at a private house. I don't know who keeps inviting him to all these fucking houses and shit, knowing what's going on. Because listen, he's probably over there trying to get lit, having fuck fests, because that's what he does.
Yeah.
And all type of stuff.
With what we heard prior, it sounds like he invited himself to a private residence get-together.
Oh,
like, hey,
sure, yeah.
I would like to come. And they're like, we can't tell him no. And then
can't tell him no, because he'll fucking go crazy. And then you invite him and he goes crazy.
After you tell him no, I don't want you to fuck my ass. Continue.
Right. Which I probably would have been in that position to just have him go crazy in my house. Like, oh, you want, because he can get it. And reportedly threw a chair, striking a 26-year-old female in the forehead, resulting in an approximate half-inch cut. Which is about that.
I mean, half a thumbnail.
Right.
So, yeah. But busted her open.
Busted her open.
You know, probably needs a stitch.
My guy. It's very evident and clear. This man has mental issues, obviously.
Yeah, correct.
And I don't know who he has in his circle, in his life, but whoever they are, they apparently really fucking suck.
Yeah.
because they're not helping him. They're not trying to get him help he needs. He's still out there partying. Like, I'm their friends. I'm like, I will fucking knock you the hell out or trank you if I have to. You're coming with me. Like, this is enough. Because it's bad, man. And it's like, what do you think about the situation? Now we'll talk about future Flash and all that. And but
sure,
what do you?
But no,
feel?
you're completely right. Because the question is, who's in his circle? Because why the fuck won't he stay in his circle? Does he not have a circle? Because he keeps hanging out with strangers and then screaming and fighting them.
Right.
Like, keep with your people. Like, that's one thing. Like, I think about like a Bieber or somebody like that, where it's like, oh no, it got to a point where he had the people that basically he paid to be his, bodyguards, publicists, those people. That's who the fuck you hang out with. You want to go party? You're partying with them. And guess what? Half of them are sober, so they can continue to do their jobs even while they're partying at your house. And like, that's the, hey, like, don't drink too much head nod thing. That when you got a young person that, I mean, does Ezra have mental issues? I think it's quite obvious. Is there some drugs involved? We haven't heard anything about that. I'm surprised. I would think that with these arrests, they would have toxicology reports that would come out. So I almost think he might actually be somewhat sober in this, in terms of maybe just alcohol, because they would immediately be all over if he was, had something else going on. I don't think so,
only because every video that is either that or drinking.
Right.
Because every video that comes out about him, especially the last one in Hawaii, where it's just him on the dance floor, people are watching him, like, and he's him just going at it.
Yeah, he's gone.
And it's like, I'm like, first of all, what are these moves? Second of all, he is fucking gone. Like, and he's just having his own time of his life, just by himself on the floor.
If he could keep that going, who cares? You know what I mean?
Right.
Go crazy by yourself.
Right. And it's like, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he has anyone around, because he's always by himself. And these videos are like, hey, it's him. Like, the people filming him when he's asking him, hey, you want drinks? You want shots? Like, who is this?
Right.
It's just like, oh, okay.
It's crazy. And granted, he does seem like the kind of person that's like, no, I'm leaving. Like, to his people. Like, he probably has people, and he's like, no, I want to go find new friends. I'm here in Hawaii. And it's like, they're like, you're going to fuck up, kind of thing.
Find me some new dick, some shit. I don't know. Like, going off.
It's
hey, Ezra, I'm here. No, but I don't.
He worries me for sure. I mean, because it's becoming a thing where, don't even get me started. We one thing we didn't talk about is the court case that's going on right now with our boy, Mr. Depp.
Mr. Depp and that dog face. Yeah,
correct. Because it's getting to a point where, like, hey, look, just because, like, this is horrible to say, but like, Johnny Depp looks like someone who is crazy. And so as soon as something comes out with him where he might have been a domestic abuser, they just WB. Remember, this is all Warner Brothers. Mm-hmm. They fucking blacklist him, recast, get him out of here. Even Disney at that time was like, no more Pirates of the Caribbean. We're rebooting that. All that kind of stuff. He got blacklisted. But Amber Heard is a nice, pretty little white girl. And here's a nice, pretty little white boy. And he still got his goddamn job. So it frustrates me, because I'm not all about cancel culture. Like, I'm not that guy.
Right.
But you cannot have someone lead your franchise that has been arrested twice in 2 months, something like that. I mean,
not even.
It's not good.
Not even.
And not a good look, especially when, the Flash, and especially this Flash that they've created with his Barry Allen, aimed more towards kids in a lot of ways. He's cracking jokes, he's lighthearted, he's, that kind of stuff. Can't have this guy being a role model. You need to get rid of him. So
and apparently it was on the Flash. Was the Flash set where he's literally just like throwing fits and tantrums?
Right.
Because that came out in the midst of all this too. I was like, oh shit, where was that? So I don't know, man. I think they haven't done anything with him yet, because it's like, oh, you're arrested again. It's on some like dumb shit. Now he actually like hurt somebody. It wasn't like where they thought Johnny was like sexually abusing, doing all this, even though that dirty ass bitch
Which
the whole time.
also might be why, if it is drugs, they're keeping under wraps, because if he needs to be in rehab, they'd probably say, "Hey, we need to recast." Force that.
Yeah. Well, it'll be after the fact because the movie's already done. What are you gonna do? So
no, you're right, but
so it's just that's what brings me to now. What is his future like? Because the Flash is done. What are they gonna do? Like, they can recast down the road or just scrap it, sure, but your movie still has to come out now.
Correct.
And what is that going to look like? Because most of DC is already fucking gone now anyway. So
Correct.
It's like, how do you go about that? And there's no actions, like I said, of postponing. Nothing's been put on hold, at least yet.
Yeah, no.
Like I said, you have this bitch still running around, and Aquaman's doing just fine, and she's in the middle of this whole court case right now, and shit is not looking good for her. So it's like they're not doing anything because she has that vagina veil. So it's all cool. And with him, like I said, pretty white boy, but it's nothing crazy.
Right.
To that extent yet. If he doesn't get help, who knows where the hell it's going to go.
Causing problems on their own set, though.
Yeah.
Not a good look. But yeah, no, your question.
That's just actors in general. There's a lot. They don't give a shit about that.
Yeah. Your question, though. What what are we thinking are possibilities? Like, the most drastic thing that's possible, and even though this would be fucking wild, it is actually possible because it's Warner Brothers, and this is, if they're gonna do it, if they were going to do it, this is the movie to do it on. Is this a time where they reshoot the end of the movie and fucking recast him? That would be unbelievable. Recast your lead in his own movie. But my honest answer, what I really think is going to happen is Flash is going to come out and the Flash is done. They're just not going to bring it up again.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Just like with Cyborg, they're never going to fucking touch Cyborg again. Even though Cyborg was never a problem, they're not going to touch him again. And they're just going to, they're going to continue with what they were doing. Discovery has already come out and said, they're pretty fucking, flip for a loop that they would get rid of Superman. And like, no, we're going to figure out a way to keep Superman. Like, they've, so Discovery kind of seems like they're okay with, we don't care what that movie fucking does. We're going to fix things.
I think so too.
But I think that they're going to keep the Keaton thing. They're going to keep the Batgirl thing. They're going to, all the stuff that's already going. But I think Flash is done.
I think so too. I think they just kind of come out and they just never talk about it again. To avoid a lawsuit, because it's just like, if you go like, okay, we're just gonna write you out and finish it, they'll be like, cool, I'm contracted to do whatever. I don't agree to do this, like, or whatever it may be, or I didn't sign off, whatever. You're just gonna do it behind my back. That's a lawsuit. So I just think they're just gonna release it and just never touch it again until years down the line when they decide to remake The Flash again.
Right.
So this will be his send off. Him and Ben, 2-for-1 special. Look at that. We didn't even know. But he just needs help first and foremost. That's the most important thing. Figure the rest out, because he's not. I don't know. And have we seen? Is this hurting? Or maybe it is. I don't know if it's hurting Fantastic Beasts necessarily. I know it's the only one in the franchise so far it's not going to cross like 500 million or some shit.
Correct.
So I don't know if that's due to Ezra. I saw a few people and I was like, oh, this is going to be like, oh, y'all see it, or maybe to now absolutely not because of.
Sure. I mean, honestly, I would think that movie seemed to be relatively doomed to fail in the first place because the first and second ones have just kind of gone down. But I can definitely say that the marketing for Fantastic Beasts 3 have had not a whole lot of Ezra.
Yeah, no, not at all.
They're doing what Disney did with that Death on the Nile and what's that guy's name? Fuck.
Armie Hammer.
Armie. They're like, oh yeah, he's kind of our lead, but we're not gonna fucking market him as that.
Yeah,
we'll let you see the movie and find that out.
But they did release a clip with Ezra and Jude in it, so I guess they're. I don't know.
Because that's the thing is he is the catalyst for that whole franchise. Like
Who, Ezra?
Yeah.
I didn't see the Fantastic, so I don't know. Apparently he's
Yeah.
somebody really big or connected to somebody big. I don't fucking know.
He is this crazy fucking lunatic beast thing that all of a sudden he just becomes a flying building destroyer, and like he'll just rip you to shreds unknowingly, because he was like a tortured kid and like doesn't even speak.
Oh yeah, I know there's being a twist of who he was or whatever, and people just not liking it. You're frozen. I don't know if I'm frozen.
Okay, here we go. Hi.
Okay. Yeah,
Welcome back.
Oh, I'm about to say you
I think it was me for some reason. But yeah, he like turns into this giant crazy thing after being like a mute, scared little guy.
Isn't he attached to some character that's major? Like, why are people so mad about who he is?
I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
He's somebody, like he's somebody's kid or something. But yeah, he's a big part of the franchise. Like,
I just thought it was like a young Snape or some shit, and people just mad.
Oh no.
I was like,
But like the second one, the whole point is Grindelwald is trying to get him because he's so powerful. And like if I can manipulate him and make him part of my team, we're gonna kill everybody.
Right. Another movie that Johnny Depp lost out on.
Yeah, that's what he's got that role taken from him. So
but
yeah, Ezra's in trouble, that's for sure.
He was definitely in trouble, but I sincerely wish him nothing but the best. Get the fuck out of Hawaii, dude, because it's not looking good for you there. Get out. Somebody drag him, agent, bodyguard, security, something. Find another job. You'll be fine. If he fires you, whatever. You'll find some shit.
Right.
You're like, hey, I'm the fuck gonna save Ezra Miller's career and life. Hire me. Like, cool. Got you. So you'll be fine. Okay. So, excuse me. A lovely little episode premiered.
Yes, sir.
Last week. Let's say over the week. And it is The Night of Moon, episode 3, dropped. And I need to pick your brain on this one.
Okay.
I really do, because right off the bat, I was very confused on what you were confused about that didn't make sense in the beginning. But we will talk about that. And I want to pick your brain and to see how it was compared to what you saw before as to now.
Oh, sure.
So for this, we see Mark on the chase. He's hunting down, Harrow's people to figure where the fuck he's going on, where's the scarab, yada, yada, yada. And then, apparently, we got a third motherfucker running around here because we got somebody who's brutal and killing folks, and apparently it wasn't Steven or Mark.
Yep.
And then, oh, yes, Khonshu has to come amongst the gods to figure out, hey, we need to stop Arthur before he digs up Amit's ass. Figure it out. Need the help. I'm the black sheep. I got banished last time I talked to them. Yada, yada, yada. They don't believe him. Cool. That's done. They say, somebody, we can help you. We can find Amit. Go to this guy. There's a map. He'll help you out. Cool. Rest in peace. I forget his name. I don't want to fuck it up. But this is the man who sadly passed away.
Sure.
He goes there, whoops a whole bunch of ass, gets the fucking map. They need help. Steven, bring him up. I don't want to. Fuck Steven. Because there's all these constellations to be able to find it. Khonshu's like, hey, I can move nights. There's a bitch right there, but save me because these guys want to come fuck my shit up. That's what happens. He gets captured. They find out where the tomb is, wherever the hell it is. And he is no longer Moon Knight right now, as of late. And it ends. So, I like this episode. I'm not in love with it. I'm like, it was cool. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm curious of this third being.
Correct.
Who this is and why is he just such an asshole? Because he was straight up just like, hey, gut, hey, dead. It's like, damn. All right, bro.
Yeah.
There's a part that really frustrated me though.
Okay.
And it was the council scene. Where they're amongst the gods and all that.
Yeah, that's correct.
And it's like, hey, buddy. So Arthur Harrow, right? You here to plead your case while he's a dickhead, all the shit he's doing, right? Cool. Khonshu, what you gotta say? Fuck all of you and what you're doing, god damn it, you never listen to me. Cool, fine. What is he doing? Let fucking Mark speak. Okay, fine. We get Mark. Doesn't say a goddamn thing to plead a case to Arthur. We're sitting right there. Not like, hey, I've seen it. He's trying to do this, that, and the third. He's done this. He has a scarab. I can tell you exactly what he's going to do. Yada, yada, yada. Nope. Nothing. So I was like, what the fuck are you doing? So it's like, I was like, why would you not tell these people who are literally giving you the chance to spill it all?
Right.
You
Give
are
us your
saying
case.
Nothing. But you're letting them shit on you because you have fucking a disorder, which I'm like, fuck y'all. That's discriminative, but fine.
Right.
So because that's happening to me, I don't know what I'm seeing, what this fucker's doing. Like, he didn't even try to fight. He was just taking it. I'm like, dude, say something. And Arthur's just chilling like, well, you know, Khonshu's done this shit before. He's crazy. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know what? You're right. Thank you. We don't need to hear anything else. It's like, huh? Okay.
Yeah, correct.
So it was just that part was very frustrating to me. But I guess they need to propel story forward.
So that's the whole thing. Okay, so what you started with, where was I confused? It's that was the start, because
because I thought you said it was like at the beginning. I'm like, wait, what happened at the beginning? That was also
no,
confused.
that's the relative beginning of the episode. You know, I mean, he immediately has to call this council thing.
Oh yeah, it was after the whole fight.
Right. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, so it fucking infuriated me because the show has been wild, batshit crazy. It's been very smart.
Yeah. At
the same time, it's had a few little tidbits of like that was a little weird, whatever. But like,
yeah,
overall, like in terms of logical, like going with the story, it's been smart. It's done a good job.
Right.
Okay, we have to call the gods. Let me go ahead and get their attention. I'm gonna just cause a random ass eclipse, which, if that happened, that would make the whole world go crazy, because we know when the next eclipse will happen by years, like years early. So like if all of a sudden one of those just happened, it would freak everybody out. But anyway, get in there. Hey, we're gonna meet in the pyramid. We're gonna meet in the pyramid. Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Everybody else can talk normal. Khonshu just starts fucking screaming.
Yeah.
Just
So I forgave that. It was funny. It was stupid, but only because, like she said, it's the first time. It's gonna feel very weird. You'll learn to get through it. So I think that's why he was doing that. It was a little.
It was fucking awful.
A little loopy. He's like, so what do you have to say for yourself? You cannot talk. Yeah. It's like, what the fuck?
Exactly. Okay, but I'm telling you right now, what fucking infuriates me so much is, okay, eclipse. Arthur, they are digging up Amit right now.
Yeah.
He sees that. Oh, Khonshu's getting closer. He's calling the gods. I'm about to get called. Keep digging, everyone. Do not stop digging. They meet up. Hey, this Arthur guy is trying to dig up Amit. Oh, really? Let's call him in here. They just teleport him in.
Right.
He was just there. As the gods, you just teleported him from where?
Yeah.
The middle of the fucking desert, where he's got a bunch of people with shovels doing exactly what this guy just told you he's doing. And and that main guy's like, oh, you have no evidence. And it's like, can you look, he's covered in dirt. Like, he's been out there working.
Yeah, that pissed me off too. I'm like, do y'all not see everything anyway?
It's literally, it's like, was there a whole fucking scene cut where he's like, I got to get out of here so that they don't, when they come look for me, I'm not here,
like,
type of thing.
Drive me to the city.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now.
because they're gonna come get me. Like I gotta go now, or my whole shit's done because
the chick is up. Goddamn.
I forgot they can call
Give
each
me the
other.
keys. Give me the keys.
Like oh fuck. But yeah, so then he's just sitting there like, I'm like, he was just doing what? Like he's still got the dirt under his fingernails. Like exactly. And he's like, no, there's no. We don't even need to vote. There's no evidence whatsoever towards this. It's like, what is the story? Like you obviously just
biased against Khonshu to be like,
right.
Oh, think about logic.
And then don't get me started on the idea of like, it's like, well, this guy doesn't even know anything. It's like that doesn't mean anything because Khonshu's talking through him.
Yeah.
So like nobody gives a fuck about that. Khonshu's talking to you, and he's telling you that this guy's digging up another, banished god. You gonna listen? Yeah. Apparently not. And so that was like the beginning of where I was, immediately thrown off. I will say, after watching the episode a second time, it's not as bad as what I first thought, but it's still really bad. Like this was like, even Hannah was like, we're sitting there through it, and I'm trying to keep my mouth shut to like not bias her. And she like just random things going on, and she's like, what the fuck? Like she's like looking at me like, what? And she's like, this is so different. And so I do have a small list of things that frustrate the fuck out of me. So I do want to first of all say, I mean no disrespect to the guy that passed away.
Yeah. But
he was awful in this episode. I mean, but I don't think it was his fault. I think it was the direction and the writing.
I definitely thought he had a bigger role.
I mean, I'm glad he didn't because he was awful. Absolutely. I mean, just like, hey, this guy, we're going to roll up on this guy. It's really crazy, be careful. And he's just like on a horse tapping sticks. And it's like, this is weird. And then, so here's what I've got. Hey, we'd like to see your sarcophagus. Okay, great. It's right over here. Hold on. I want to ask this guy. Why do you want to see the sarcophagus? What does Mark say? I'd just like to take a look.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, okay, go ahead. It's like, that's not a... What? That wasn't what he just said. Why do you want to take a look? I'd just like to take a look. Go right ahead. It's right over here. And I'm like, what? Like, what? What's the script? What did they shoot? So that was one, but
I want to think that was deliberate just because he knew like the jig was up. It's like, you think I'm stupid at the end? So I'm just guessing that's why he did that.
Because I've got more along those lines because then, so he's like, okay, yeah, go ahead and go look at the sarcophagus that apparently is super important. And I can't let you look at it if you have weird things in your mind. Apparently, like they flip-flop pretty quick, but let them go look by themselves. Even though this is very important to you. There's no reason for you not to just go stand with them. There's also zero reason why they wouldn't just say, here's why we're going to look at this, because we want to find Amit and we think that it might be. There's no reason to not tell them that. This is fucking Moon Knight. He can turn into Moon Knight and kill them if he needs to. Just be up front and say, we're searching for this because here's what's going to happen. You can be up front. But anyway, let them go look by themselves. Then, for some reason, Mark won't talk to Steven. It's like he's got to take his dick out. So he won't talk to Steven unless he's alone. And that pisses me off. So he's like, hey, I got to talk to Steven. Can you go distract them? You're already distracting them. Y'all are up here by yourself looking at this, and they're just watching y'all. Let her stand there and continue to act normal. But instead, she goes over there and she's like, hey, acting all fucking weird, gets them on edge.
I'm like, oh, girl.
It's like, what the fuck? So she goes and makes them suspicious as fuck, and immediately they want to murder them both. Yeah. Like all of a sudden, it's guns blazing. Like, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
So that pissed me up. That pissed me off. Then Arthur is just there all of a sudden, and he's like, "Hey, watch this," for no reason, and he burns the sarcophagus with his shit. But he doesn't.
Okay.
Oh, what you got, please?
Right. To jump on that, because I'm like, at first I was like, oh shit, he just teleported what they needed back to his shit.
Oh, okay, that's funny.
That's what I thought he did because I need
Yeah.
it or whatever. But
Yeah.
I forgot he already found.
Right. This is the map to
moon.
Amit.
Right. So he's destroying it. He just did it poorly.
Except somehow he burned everything but the cloth.
Yeah.
That burns first. Cloth. All that's still there. And not only that, but she grabs some of the cloth and cuts it with a knife. Cuts pieces off of the sarcophagus. And it's like, okay, I'm just going to take this. Fast forward a little while, and it's exactly what they needed to make a perfect star. Like, what is it? Like, it's just the logic of, like, what is happening? But anyway, don't get me started on when it's like, oh, final guy, the guy that passed away, respect him, whatever. But, like, what they made him do, let's get him on the horse and have him slowly go to stab the girl on the ground murderously. And then literally play by play as in real time. Moon Knight runs, grabs her, rolls out of the way, throwing star. Yeah. You all right? Yeah. We need a car. And they just walk off. I mean, I'm talking boom, boom, boom. That is as fast as it is. And I'm like, y'all are going to talk about how she was literally an inch from death. What the fuck just happened? Why didn't you distract him better? It could have been jokes. It could have been whatever. We need a car. That's all we got.
Yeah.
With the wildest shit. And then they got in the car, and I've never seen there was one shot. I've never seen a shakier shot in my life. There's one shot where they are riding in the car, and it's somebody from Arthur's people in a car following them, like they're watching them, and it's somebody going as they like film the car driving by. I was like, what the fuck? Because then it immediately goes to a drone shot that's just beautiful of them driving off. But I was like, that's so weird. And then I mean, at the end of the day, you've got, hey, I know I'm going to get trapped. I can remember the sky. Let's not ask him what it looked like. Let's make him show us so he'll get trapped. And you just have Layla walking around with this iPad, just like.
Obviously, well, they had to like visually capture it.
No, you didn't. You could say draw it right here. We just need. Where did these stars show up here? Like.
But was it that? 'Cause I thought they had to trace it out. That's why she did it, because it took the map of the thing, so it could.
They're looking for what was on the star, and it's going to point to where they need to go. Where was it? You remember, right? So it's, but whatever. You can say, hey, he needed to really make it happen, but also like no back talk about like, hey, they're about to trap me, and you're not going to have fucking Moon Knight anymore. Just so you know. No, don't tell them until afterwards.
No. Well, he didn't tell him about the Moon Knight ship. He said, listen, tell Mark to come save my ass.
Yeah,
but he
correct.
didn't tell him about the Moon Knight thing,
Yeah. And then at the end of the day, the other thing that just pisses me off is somehow, once again, after they trap Khonshu, they teleport Arthur's ass back to the pyramid.
Oh.
Buddy with that motherfucker again. And let him just talk shit. And it's like...
Basically think Khonshu was like, thank you, you're the reason all this shit is possible.
And I want him to lean in and be like, they for some reason won't look where the fuck I'm at when they teleport me. It's like, this is hilarious. Like, you're like, I didn't know that you were actually the smartest fucker they had. Like, I don't know.
That's why they banned you. You're actually smart.
You actually observe shit. That's crazy.
You use your brain? Oh my God.
But yeah, so at the end of the day, like, is the episode enjoyable? Sure. I mean, it's Moon Knight, it's Mr. Knight, things work. There is some comedy that works. There's some comedy that doesn't work as good. Like when he
chill the F out.
When he switches and then he's like, oh, switch back. And it's like that. You could have just had badassery, but instead, you just went for comedy. Fine. Some things hit, some things miss. It was a good idea. Right. But it is a massive departure in quality for me over the other two episodes.
I will say that. Yeah. Because like I said, it was an all right episode. I'm not like doing jumping.
It's third best. Would you admit? I mean,
yeah. Okay. Come on. because like I said, that whole council scene, it just infuriated me.
And it takes the episode off, because episode starts pretty cool with who the fuck, there's a third, they gloss over it pretty quick, but holy shit, there's a third. What's up?
Right. You get the whole fucking self-sacrifice shit. It's like, took him to the edge.
Pretty good. Yeah, I like that kind of shit. It's like, oh wow, this is dark. Yeah. You're about it. And then, but once you get to the pyramid, I don't know how anybody else doesn't like ride it down after that scene. Like, because I know some people, they're like, that was weird, but then they loved everything else. But it brought me down the whole time, because I'm like, none of this should be happening. It
was like a roller coaster episode for me after the council. And one thing that also like annoyed me was Mark annoyed me in this episode. I'm like, bro, this fucker is the only way you're getting any answers or directions that you need. Stop being fucking stubborn and let Steven out. It's the only damn reason you're trying to. No, I want to figure it out. No. Fuck that. No. I'm going to do it. I want to take a look. All right, cool. Fuck up. No. Let me talk to him. No, cool. You want to come up? No, fuck that. Fuck it up.
Yeah, correct.
Let him out. Stop being fucking stubborn.
Right. It's literally, they need to start working as a team, and instead they are fighting over who gets to be out. You're right.
Right. They need to work in a goddamn unison. Like, y'all share this one body. Right. Make it work. You guys are each other's strengths and weaknesses. Clearly. Like, work it the hell out. And it's like, it was just frustrating me. And even Lila was like, yo, Steven. He's like, no, I got this. Mark, no, you don't. You're making the shit worse, dude. And then when Steven comes out, they figure it out. Boom, boom, boom. Lila starts getting all heavy titty for him and everything. I'm like, oh shit. Well, here we go. She's about to get into some freaky shit. She's like, wait, there's more than one of you? Yay, different sex style. She's a freak. So I'm like, all right, got it.
She's dumb as shit, by the way.
She is.
Because that is one thing that pissed me off was, here's Mark undercover. Hey, somebody's tomb. I'm looking for somebody's tomb. He's being real undercover, and she's just like, hey, you're really easy to find. Like, just appears right next to him. He's like, what are you doing here? And it's like, are you that bad, or is she that good?
Why do you keep popping up out of these fucking places?
Are you that bad at being hidden, or is she that good at being sneaky? Because she brought that motherfucker the gold thing last episode. Like, she's stupid. So which is it? Like, you're flip-flopping on, So this whole episode, I still have not yet to confirm if it is a new director or writers than the other episodes. I keep forgetting to look that up, but
I think this was the same one that did the second episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
But really, overall, it's still Moon Knight, so I enjoyed some of it.
Oh yeah.
But like the quality dropped. Because like it even made, like you were just saying, it made Oscar Isaac look bad. Like, it's given him stuff that makes him annoying when he's been the rock to this whole thing. He's been incredible this whole time, no matter what's going on. So I'm hoping we get back on our feet.
Apparently we do. So I'm excited.
So I'm, in terms of the fourth episode that I've seen, since I guess I will talk a little bit about it.
Keep forgetting.
This is the one, when I watched it, it had a ton of unfinished VFX. I mean,
that's right. I got to be on the lookout for the opening beetle.
Yes, correct. Yeah. That literally, like, whenever I should just send you like a picture of it after you watch the episode, which it's not like a spoiler, but like just so you can see what I'm talking about, because it is literally like, if you ever see a VFX breakdown where they like make something bright gray, that's what I'm watching this beetle walk.
That's just like the like composite of
just the model. But this is the one, I will be honest, I remember the least in terms of overall, but I do know it's better than this episode. I for sure know that. But I will also admit, which we haven't talked about it yet, but congratulations on making a reaction, my friend. You've returned somewhat. Yes. And I will admit,
17 views.
I don't want you to do a full episode reaction in terms of editing for episode 4. But the end of episode 4 is worth having a camera on your face. Like, the last 20 minutes, things are so... First of all, just to go to the very end, massive cliffhanger. no fucking clue what's going on. Is like all I'm gonna say. And so I would love to hear and watch your face as you experience things, and then just hear what the fuck you have to say afterwards. Like, just the last bit. So like I would probably say like if you can leave your camera rolling on you the whole time, so you don't have to like pause and do something because you don't know when it's gonna start. But like, which I guess I could give you a rough estimate of how long before if you wanted to start it halfway or something. But like, there's a shift, and I have no idea what's going on, and that's the point. But shit is wild, and I cannot wait to see what the fuck people say, because I have no idea what episodes 5 and 6 are. Period. End of story. Zero ideas of what is going to happen next. Okay. And so I'm very excited for this to finally hit the world, because god damn, watching this 3 weeks ago or whatever sucked. Like, they gave me 4 episodes. Great. Massive fucking cliffhanger that I had to wait a month. You're only going to have to wait a week to see what happens next. I'm over here dying. And so
because I don't know, because the season's almost fucking over, so I didn't know if I was just gonna bother to do reactions to it anymore, like just come in halfway. But I don't know.
I like, literally, you don't need, like, if you were gonna just record the whole time, it's literally, there's a color shift even to where you'll know exactly when it's like, oh, this is where, you know, I don't know what the fuck's going on, basically. And I just kind of want to see like just the last shot. I would like to have a camera on your face. And so I mean, if you want, because I completely understand if you don't, because fuck YouTube, like, fuck them. But yeah, I think it would be very funny if you do it, because I have no idea what is going to happen next. End of story. So if you're intrigued enough to go ahead and hit record, great. If you're not, I fully understand.
I have some hours to think about it, so
correct.
I will definitely think about it. Okay. Well, you've intrigued. You've intrigued I. So yeah, we'll see. Stay tuned for next week. You know, to have our full breakdown on the episode. And yeah, I'm excited now. You definitely hyped me the fuck up for it.
Because what I'll say, what I remember is this episode 4 is my 3rd favorite episode, but I have no fucking clue what happens at the end. So like, just that's where I'm at in terms of ranking and stuff like that. I'm not gonna say it's the Dark Knight of fucking episodes or something. I don't think it's like the best episode of the season. I just think it's worth a camera on your face.
The cliffhanger fucks you up. Got
Correct.
it. Okay. That's valid. Ugh. All right. So, for the last bit of news for the night, if you made it here this far, again, subscribe, thumbs up, hit that bell, and share. We'd appreciate it. Oh, so kindly. Okay. Excuse me. So we finally got a teaser for this little independent movie called Thor: Love and Thunder. Completely just snuck the fuck up on people.
I know, man. Not gonna expect a Monday morning.
Which is fine. I like that. Cool. Surprise us. It dropped. It was about a minute and some change, if that.
Minute 33.
Yeah, and they didn't show us a lot. Like, it's literally a teaser. Skim through.
Big time.
Thor's on a new journey in life. He's went through thousands of years of violence and wars, and I was like, listen, I need to find out what the fuck's going on with me, who I am, yada yada yada. Cool self journey. We got that. Even God's good to that shit. Heard it. He's with the Guardian still. At least he was for the beginning of the movie, or beginning half part, whatever the fuck. They'll go their separate ways. We get that. We see Russell Crowe Zeus. At least we see the back of him, at least.
Right.
A lot of world hopping and beautiful visuals, and we see New Asgard, and fucking Valkyrie looks like she hates her life. Because I'm pretty sure she's not in the action anymore. She's like, what the fuck am I doing? Type stuff, existential crises, and all that for sure. And then at the end, we get the money shot of Miss Jane Foster as the mighty Thor in all of her Jack Diesel ass. She looked good. I was like, God damn, that okay.
Jack Diesel ass.
Jack Diesel ass. That arm was popping like shit.
Yeah.
Which is confirming, at least I think, something that I said on here weeks ago about her hammer, how she found it, where she found it, all that good shit, which excites me. But I want to see how they go about it, which kind of confirms it's not exactly like a multiversal thing, like it is our Jane.
See, I'm still hoping not, but I think you're right.
Yeah, because that's the only way that could happen.
No, not necessarily, but yes.
Yeah, well, what the fuck else did you pop out of nowhere and just be like, hey, here's this crushed ass hammer?
Jane Foster, two Jane Fosters swap. Multiverse.
Oh, that would be stupid.
And so she goes to summon her Mjolnir, and our world's Mjolnir builds itself back together to go to her.
I guess they'll have to explain the fuck out of that.
It's a lot easier than explaining why that stupid angry bitch is somehow worthy now.
Damn, why she be a stupid angry bitch?
She's a fucking nightmare. She's the crazy ex-girlfriend that is an asshole and a bitch.
When was she an asshole and a bitch? In real life, sure. If you want to make that argument.
Whole point of Thor 2 is she's like, where the hell have you been? You don't even like me anymore. Slaps the shit out of him.
Oh,
like,
sorry. I don't remember that movie like that.
That's why.
Yeah, it sucked. Yeah, and that was basically the trailer. Just some really cool Sweet Child of Mine background, and So what do you think? And then we'll talk about the Jane and all that shit. But what do you think?
As a teaser, I mean, it is a literal teaser to the point of this is a teaser that you put out 8 months before. Like, there's nothing but visuals here.
Good. That's a reason.
Yeah, I mean, no, I agree.
Purpose, yeah.
It's just I would honestly have preferred to have not gotten the teaser and just waited for a full trailer. Just one. Like, I think that all this shit's unnecessary to have because I think a full teaser will just take more shots from these scenes and we're going to be able to build too much where it's like, no, we don't need any of that. Just, even just having like a teaser be 20 seconds and like play that before Doctor Strange, full trailer will be later type of thing. Cause this really, like, I had a friend of mine that used to make reactions and he's trying to get back into the game. He messaged me and was like, hey man, he's like, yeah, just wanted to say I'm with your thoughts on this. He's like, I recorded my reaction, and once the teaser ended, I realized I didn't really have anything to say about that because it didn't show anything. So I just decided to cut it off and didn't upload it. And I'm like, I kind of understand that because there's nothing to go off of. But things look good. I definitely can't say they didn't show us some finished VFX. VFX look good.
Right.
But that's what's funny is, I mean, this movie comes out in a few months. Like, they better not show us any unfinished VFX. I'm a little worried about like New Asgard and Valkyrie because it is very much so like what I would have expected Taika to do, which is like it's covered in cruise ships and Valkyrie's in a suit. And it's like, that's stupid. Like, these are Asgardians and like she's a king.
They're customing to new ways. It looks very political.
Correct. Yeah. And I can't remember who I was like, I think it was on Twitter or something. Somebody was having an argument with me about like New Asgard's a secret and all that. And I was like, a group of aliens just moved in on Earth. Like, you don't think everyone knows about this?
I don't think it's a secret at all.
It's literally a vacation destination. We're watching kids off of cruise ships run around on the rocks in New Asgard. Like, so I don't know who that was, but I bet they're freaking out. But the big stuff, cinematography looks good from the little things that we saw. I am nervous for Olympus and Zeus because that's just going to be a dumb laugh fest. They're going to make Zeus an idiot, a fat idiot.
Oh, I'm not nervous. I think they're all about to get fucking slaughtered. I know that.
And that's what I mean is like, it's going to be completely dumb. You know, could have done it with anybody and you're going to do it with fucking Zeus. Like the main god of gods, Zeus. And like, he's a fat old man that gets slaughtered really easily. It's like, oh God. I'm sure we'll be easy. Yeah. We'll see Russell Crowe's CG double do one crazy thing and then get slaughtered. I mean, who's going to, we all know.
Hey, Gore's not nobody to fuck with.
But I like Jane as Thor. I think she looks good. I swear to God, if he does not do the cancer storyline correctly, I'm going to be furious. Like, absolutely, without a doubt, fucking furious. And I don't think he's going to do it right.
He will. He does heartfelt very good.
I hope so. I want to be proven wrong so much. But nothing in this teaser tells me that I should be expecting it. In terms of tone, in terms of the corniness of it. Because even you can have, if you have beautiful emotional storytelling with nothing but campy jokes on either side of it, you're taking away you can't just punch me in the throat and make me start wanting to cry after I've been rolling around laughing from those characters being stupid for an hour. You know what I mean? So he might pull it off. Jojo Rabbit is incredible. I haven't seen all of his other movies, but I will say Hunt for the Wilder People was not my cup of tea whatsoever. And
I think that's the only movie of his I haven't seen.
So I need to see other things. I know I need to see the fucking vampire one, all that, because I hear that's fantastic.
It is.
But yeah, it looks like a sequel to Ragnarok, and I'm really not a fan of Ragnarok. So that's where we're at.
Yeah, I'm thoroughly excited. I don't even know if I want to see anything else. Like, I don't want to see another trailer. I don't want to, like, that's good, cool. I'll wait to see Gore on the big screen. I'll wait to see anything else.
Sure.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure all this is definitely connected to Strange, which is why they're not like, no.
I hope. Well, that's the thing, is that's why it's like multiverse makes sense still, but we'll see.
Yeah, no, it's definitely gonna. I think he'll do it, and he'll do it right. And like I said, I'm curious to see how that situation works now. She gets the Mjolnir. Because man, she grabbed it. I was like, "Fuck it, I was right! Yay!" She picks up the remains. Yada yada. She saw the. If it is this universe's Jane,
you're acting like this is news.
What?
That Mjolnir is covered in cracks.
Oh, I didn't look at any fucking thing, so I don't know.
Oh my God! I mean, it was on that leaked poster from like 6 months ago.
I didn't look at the shits.
Yeah, you did. We talked about it.
We did
on the show. So I mean, we've known that it was going to be the remains of, the cracked one this whole time.
Oh, I must have completely forgot then.
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, I really am. I will be honest and say I really hope it's still multiversal in some way. But we'll see, because I mean, really, like, they fucking abandoned our Jane. Because she was such a shitty character.
Which I think why it makes sense that it should be our Jane. Because, like, we abandoned her, we left her, but she's went through all this shit since that time.
She hasn't been through anything.
Yes, she has. And she's going to have cancer. She's been through a lot of shit. So we had to figure out what the hell is happening between when we last saw her until now.
So first of all, if she had cancer, Thor would have been by her side. He wouldn't have just fucking abandoned her and, like,
I'm saying then, and he didn't know, even if she did have it then, and she didn't say shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, between the whole
I'm saying split. Now. Like, I'm saying in Avengers. Know? How would he not know? He's fucking Thor. You don't think he checks up on his old flame?
Sense cancer? No, they said they broke up and he left.
he is on Earth. You don't think he's checking up on her? He's the crazy ex. It's the whole point of him. He brings her up. He's like, "Oh, my old flame." All that bullshit. You don't think he still goes?
He was proud it was another ass.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's not about to let her just be. But that's the thing. Quite possible that that's what Taika does, because it's so not what is displayed in other movies of what this character would do. So yeah, maybe he is just a forgetful asshole and left her the fuck behind for no reason.
Yeah, they broke up and I was like, that was it.
That's not Thor, though. That's not the Thor that we have had established. But anyway, what I like, my personal thing is, I think it's better to have it be a different Jane, where we learn that she's gone through different things to make her worthy throughout her life. Like, I think that is where, having a Jane that's a good person on Earth, but, not being necessarily Thor's love interest in her Earth, and somehow becoming worthy still, and it being something that she finds out while she's dying of cancer and stuff like that. And it starts that storyline off of the back and forth of, if you change, it progresses your cancer and, things like that. I think that would be phenomenal, because I also think it's just smart to where if this is our Jane, Thor should be going, oh, over her the whole time. Because she's back and she's awesome and she's hot. Like,
I mean, they do that anyway because it's still Jane. But even though
right,
it's not,
but it should be a complete, like, she should be a fucking lesbian. Like, she should be like, fuck this, or be like the thing where she's like, oh, in my planet, like in my universe, I'm with Falcon, kind of thing, which that's in the comics where her and Falcon are a thing. Like, she'd be like, y'all got a Falcon here? Like, not even about Thor type of thing, because she's like, I'm Thor already. Like, you're not impressive to me. Like, I think that would be fucking hilarious. But instead, if it's the real one, she's going to be like, yeah, you left. We had an argument and you fucking ran away. And I was just over here and I got diagnosed with cancer a month later and you didn't even come check on me. Like, that's horrible.
That's horrible. That's a learning shit for Thor. I'm like, yeah, you dick.
He's already learning stuff. The beginning of this trailer is the beginning of the movie where he's learning, I'm done.
That could be a new thing. Like,
and no, he's already like, oh, I'm good. I've done everything. I've learned all my lessons. And then somebody else comes in, and while he's at his bottom trying to grow, and they're like, no, I'm fucking dying of cancer and you left me. That's so horrible. Like, but like I said, I mean, it's very much something that Taika would do, because when that is something that should destroy Thor, Taika will make that a 30-second clip, and then they move on and just take all the emotion out of it. So it's quite possible, and he can make it work for 90% of the audience, which is great. But yeah, I'm intrigued by this, because truly, until this was announced that they were doing Jane Foster, Natalie Portman, Mighty Thor, I'd never even read up on her at all. As soon as they announced it, I looked it up. I have absolutely fallen in love with that storyline. I think that is incredible. I think it's so obvious and easy to make a knock the ball out of the park movie out of it. And if they mess it up, it's nothing but Taika's fault, because it is so incredibly easy to make this phenomenal in every facet. So I hope he does it. If he doesn't do it, it's on purpose. He looks at that and goes, yeah, that's a great storyline, but like, let's change it all up and make it crazy fun. And it's like, so the whole point is that she's not fucking fun. Like, she's changing because she has to help people, because she's worthy of the hammer. And every time she changes, it takes her closer to death. She only does it to help people. She's sacrificing herself every time. It's a beautiful story. Like, don't fuck it up. It's really easy not to. But we'll see what happens.
We shall see. But I'm excited either way. Curious and intrigued. Let's see. And Taika, I trust. But let's see. Here we go. All right. Hi. Shut up. All right. So that's going to do it. So now we're going to leave it to you all. Has been a very chatty chat tonight.
I agree.
And Kenny disappeared, and that's usually the one who's doing the most shite talking.
Shite?
But I want to say something.
Yeah.
Of course, while we're here, I had seen a little movie about a week or so ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I no, I didn't say it. I think it was after the show. And it hurts because it's the same studio that we say is, saving the aspect of cinema.
Sure.
In A24. And they're very known for, we praise them for their risks, their directions, their
correct
ingenuity. Is that the right word? Ingenuity?
I have no idea what you're saying.
It was like your genius ways and shit. Isn't it ingenuity?
Possibly. Smarter word than me. I have no idea.
Where sometimes that can be beautiful and gorgeous, 9 times out of 10 it is. But sometimes...
Ingenuity?
Excuse me. Is that what it is?
I can't remember. That just came into my head. But
yeah,
continue.
I think it could be. Anybody in the chat, let us know if you're still whatever the fuck. I don't know. Which is great, but sometimes they get hit with, we're too good for our own worth. Sometimes we get ahead, like, okay, this is too much.
Sure.
What you're trying to do. So off the heels of Everything Everywhere All at Once, the classic that is, they had another movie out called X. Where it was a horror movie.
Correct.
That they did. Same studio, all of that by Ty West, and apparently he's a great horror director. He did some other shit that people loved, I guess, which I have not seen. So I went into this with high hopes, off of being fresh off of, All at Once. And just being A24, so I'm curious. And I heard some things that go so great, and it's just so gory and brutal and all this and yada, yada, yada. I'm like, okay, cool. Here we go. I'm going in this shit. Saw it with some friends. Yeah, it was a very boring experience. It was lackluster. The concept was cool. Sure. So essentially what it is it takes place in 1979, and it follows this film team who is trying to make a porno.
Oh, Jesus.
Right. So they go rent out this area from a husband and wife who lives out in the middle of nowhere in a farm, and they're renting out their barn house and all type of stuff like that to film this shit. They don't know that they're shooting porn. So they want to be like, I want to make this the greatest porn movie ever. And they have a young, enthusiastic filmmaker who wants to make it all like artsy and eccentric. And people are like, they just want to see us fuck, dude. Like, they don't care about any of this. So there's this old couple, creepy. You see the husband for most of it. The wife is just like kept away in like window shots, and like she'll be creeping out in the woods somewhere. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Eventually they start getting hip to what they're doing. The wife is. And like they're old, like fucking like type old. So I'm like, okay, fine. The scene they're getting, this is spoilers because fuck. She sees what they're doing. She sees a scene where this girl is riding the hell out of Kid Cudi in a farm. All of a sudden, that's
Kid Cudi's in this?
Kid Cudi's in it. Yeah, he's playing the porn actor with the ridiculously huge cock.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Right, and Jenna Ortega's in it. Yeah, fresh off of Scream and all that other shit.
Okay.
So she sees this and starts just getting hot. Like, oh my god. So I cannot tell you precisely what this movie is about or even the fucking point. But essentially after that, she goes on a dick-deprived murdering spree.
The old woman?
The old-ass woman. Like, starts when she sees that, she goes to her husband, is like, make me feel like you used to be, like, love me, all this type of shit. And the husband's like, I can't, my heart, all type of shit. And of course, she's sad. She's obsessed with the leading porn chick. So she's like up in her room trying to paint her face like her, and like stalks her bed in the middle of the night and gets in the bed with her and is all like, oh my god. I'm like, bitch, how you not awake? So yeah, so she gets deprived of dick because once there's a part in the movie where the filmmaker is the boyfriend of Jenna Ortega. And the filming is scene, and Jenna's like, and one of the people getting fucked is together with the producer. So she's like, how can you guys do that? Like, I thought you were in love, like, but you're letting her sleep with other people. Like, they're just like, it's just business, all that good shit. So she's like, hey, I want to be in it. And the boyfriend's like, what? Like, what are you talking about? So this whole scene happens. She ends up getting fucked. He's mad and upset, crying in the shower. So, you know what? Fuck all of you. I'm leaving. Tries to take the van and leave him. The old woman's sitting directly in front of the gate to leave. And he's like, "Ma'am, what are you doing?" She would have got hit if it was me. Sorry. He's like, "What are you doing?" And then she starts to like make out with him, like kiss his neck and shit. It's like, "What are you doing?" She gets denied again. And the Nat just fucking goes crazy.
Yeah, she just kills him.
Stabs him in the neck and just like literally going to town on his neck and shit's ripping open. It's like, oh, this is great. But what's pissing me off is this woman can barely move in a field with nothing but 20-something-year-olds and a 40-year-old man.
Yeah.
She's moving through that goddamn shit like Batman. I'm like, what? How is this happening? How is she besting all of you like this?
Right.
And
Incredible.
then she's literally killing all these people in the most stealthiest ways. Kid Cudi is an ex-Marine, will not let you forget about it. He's supposed to be this badass who served all these tours, all this shit. So when she's on her murdering spree, the husband's like, "Hey, have you seen my wife?" They're like, "No, we haven't. I'll go help you." I'm like, "Kid Cudi, what the fuck are you doing?" Okay, fine. And this man has a 12-gauge shotgun. He's like, "I'm gonna find my wife."
Marine going out there gonna help him. Cool.
I'm like, okay, sure. Out there in the dark, wilderness of times of the night. He goes in there, finds him, can't do it. I don't know what's happening. And all of a sudden, this is where we find out the husband's in on it too. So he's looking at Kid Cudi and he's like, "Hey, she ain't in there, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you." And he's like, "Oh, I know exactly what's going on here. You think you can come in here and you just have your way with all these women and stuff like that?" He's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And then in the slowest way possible, this man takes a 12 gauge because Kid Cudi is directly in front of him. He's like, "Oh, I know exactly what this is," and just puts the shotgun right to his chest. And Kid Cudi's like, "What?" For like 5 minutes, and he just shoots him.
Oh God, he kills him right there.
He kills him right there and blasts him into the swamp. You are an ex-Marine. You watched him raise his slow ass gun.
That's so funny.
To your chest. God. And you did nothing. So apparently, for whatever reason, these people get young folks and capture them for reasons they don't even explain. And
so it has nothing to do with the sex part?
They just throw it in there.
They normally kill people anyway?
They normally kill people anyway, but they just made this about her wanting to get her rocks off all of a sudden. I'm like, and that's the motivation for why she's killing people. I'm like, what? And they try to put this thing in there with sand and all this other shit. But it can't be about sin because this old ass woman's trying to fuck at the same time. And then she kills him, and they go back and we have this old ass fucking sex scene. I'm like, wow, this is something.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, because they go in because, like I said, she's obsessed with this chick. She's in the bed with her, knocked out, stroking her, rubbing her, everything. The bitch does not wake up. She wakes up. Oh my god, she's in my bed, and she's fucking hops off and shit. I'm like, catch her. They're on a murdering spree. They know this. They lock Jenna Ortega down in the basement. I guess to preserve her for whatever fucking reason. The main chick is hiding under the bed. The old man puts a shotgun by the door and starts fucking his wife. She's underneath the bed. She crawls under the bed to get away, shotgun right here, and just says, "Fuck it, I'm running." Instead of just picking up the gun
and blowing
bam,
one shot, kill them both.
Kill them both. So it is a kicker. I couldn't understand it because it's all I have because this movie blew my mind.
Yeah.
Everyone's dying left and right. She's killing them off. Like she's staking people in the face with fork things, and it's dumb. One chick gets ate by a fucking alligator. They foreshadowed that shit earlier. It was great. She was like, "You bitch," and pushed her in the fucking water, and she gets eaten by a crocodile. It was hilarious. So we're at the climax, and
of the porn or of the movie?
Right, of the movie. Jenna Ortega's locked up. She's screaming. The main girl comes to save her. And Jenna Ortega's like, "Fuck you. I hate all of you. I should never come here. Oh my God. And she's like, "Shut the fuck up. Like, we need to stick together." She runs out the front of the house, immediately gets blasted in the face with a shotgun. I'm like, oh shit. She's dead. They drag her in, and the girl's watching. Her whole face is gone, but apparently she's not dead. So the husband is killing all these people. He's running around the forest. He's fucking this woman. He's like, my heart, my heart, my heart. Can't do it. Managed to do all of these things.
Yeah.
Jenna Ortega does a like post-death like type thing, whatever. And he's like, oh. He's like, oh.
No.
Fucking died.
Are you serious?
Heart attack. And the woman's like, get up. Like, literally, he dies because he got scared to death. Literally.
After he blew this girl's face off.
After he blew the girl's face off, had sex, running through these woods and shit, killing these people.
Oh my God, that's
saying,
funny.
my heart, I can't take all this, and he dies of that. She
Incredible.
the girl tries to shoot her because she has a gun that she found in the truck, is empty. And then, again, these people are old as shit. The shotgun is right on the floor by the woman. Over here, she's here. Where's my fingers? Here. The shotgun is over here somewhere. She sees that the hero's bullets has no bullets in it. She fucking, in the slowest way possible, is like, oh, I gotta get the gun, scrambling on the floor. The bitch is like, the main hero is like, what are you doing? It's taking her hour to get to the shit. She finally gets it, can't lift it. Meanwhile, the hero's doing nothing. She's watching all
She's just standing there.
Watching all of this. Like, oh, I'm like, what are you doing? The girl fires a shotgun. Obviously, she moves out the way. When she fires a shotgun, she flies 50 feet through the front door, down the steps, and fucked up. I was like, my bad. My hip. I can't, my hip, you whores. I'm like,
You horse?
what am I watching,
Are you
bro?
serious?
Yes.
This is
Even
the
though
greatest movie of all time.
Yes, even though it was hilarious to see, she literally was like, boom. That bitch, like someone had wires and just like, whoop, just through the screen door, everything. I start screaming, my hip. I'm like, oh my God. So, and then she gets her face run over by a truck. It was great. But I couldn't tell you what the full premise of the movie is, why they were doing what they were doing. But apparently at the end of the movie, there's a post-credit scene trailer for a prequel called Pearl, which is about the old woman. But I left. Like, I was like, I'm good.
Okay.
But apparently this is a sequel, like a trilogy. So this is the prequel. They're going to show Pearl and why she's like that. Apparently she was a really fine, good-looking woman back in her day, so she's trying to recreate that because apparently she looked a lot like the main chick in the movie, and the main chick in this movie is playing her in the prequel. So I'm like, okay, so I guess that's what they're trying to connect to allude to. But dude, when I tell you this movie was ridiculous, I'm like, this movie is getting all this praise. This is stupid.
Okay, so I'll be honest. I haven't heard any praise about this movie. I know some people that went and saw it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, it's just a gory, crazy,
Your boy Stuckman loved it.
Did he? See?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me tell. So what I will say about when it comes to A24, The Green Knight is not a good movie. It's also somehow a masterpiece in a lot of ways. And that, I think, is what it sounds like to me is A24 got this script and this idea, and they were like, we can make the next The Room type of thing, where it's like so batshit crazy and stupid that it will get a cult following of people that will watch this once a year for the rest of their lives. Let's do it. We've lost him. Is he gonna? Yep, he's gone. Gone. Let's see if the prodigal son returns. But yeah, that doesn't sound even real. I don't know how that movie got made, but then that's where A24 comes in. They're like, we'll give, we'll do whatever, we'll give money to anything is kind of what A24 does.
Yeah. And
so I appreciate that because that's where you get things like Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Mm-hmm.
And then also you get crazy shit like this. Cause so for instance, my cousin, which I took my cousin to see Everything Everywhere All at Once this weekend. So I've seen it twice, liked it more the second time because it wasn't as, like I could expect things, but I also will admit that there were moments that I literally was like trying not to fall asleep There were some slow moments that like put me out. But really, really good movie. He got a massive kick out of it because it's fucking batshit crazy. But I was like, okay, other A24 movies. And he was like, yeah, he's like, I watched Midsummer. You know, it's fine. He's like, it's a cult movie, whatever. And I was like, hey, have you watched Hereditary? Because everybody talks about Hereditary. He goes, Hereditary's fucking horrible.
Is that A24? It is A24. Right?
Yeah. And he's like, I'm like, what? I'm like, I hear that is the most incredible, like, swing on horror and a masterpiece. And he's like,
he said Hereditary is hard. Wow.
Yeah. He's like, I hated it. Like, he's like, Midsummer's a much better movie and Midsummer's not that good either. And I'm like, okay, you know, whatever. And so that's where it's like A24, I think they kind of, that's what they want to be.
Yeah, that diverse.
Like, they're swinging. Like, swing for the fences. Whatever happens, we don't care. Make a sequel is like literally what. And so, but you're right. Like, I'm not going to spend any money to watch this movie that you're talking about or its prequel.
Oh, no, I did that free shit. Yeah, I wasn't doing that.
But you act like they don't get the money from it. Like, you keep saying that. When I say that, I'm saying
you pay for the membership, but you don't pay for like the movie.
But they get the money like you paid for it. Like, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, I'm not going to reward them by, like, with Sony and Morbius. Like, I'm not going to reward Sony by giving them box office dollars. Because I mean, really, like AMC A-list, you're just taking money from AMC, and then AMC is paying more than what you've spent per month to other things, and they're losing money. But that's because AMC is not smart with their business. So take advantage of it. But A24 is super interesting in that way because somehow I don't know where they are getting their money from. They do not care about making their nut back at all. Green Knight had to be a very expensive movie for what it was, because it is absolutely stunning.
I still haven't seen that movie.
Beautiful movie. But also makes no sense whatsoever. And like can't understand what they're saying half the time. And what did I just see? And like all of a sudden there's giant CG people and the CG is terrible because there was no budget for that. And like you're like, what is happening? But at the same time, it's also like a masterpiece. So really interesting.
This was
but that's super funny though, because what it sounds like to me is it sounds like a movie that was meant to be awful, and I kind of want to watch it.
Go ahead. Listen, I'm not gonna.
Right.
If you want to have a good time, like if you're with friends, drunk, whatever, tear it up. I was with friends and just listening to them complain the whole time.
See, so that was what I was going to ask you is y'all never swapped to the laughing? Like y'all were taking the movie serious the whole time? Like trying to get there, trying to let it be a movie?
Once the shit started happening, then it was like, oh.
This is crazy stupid, you know, or...
Yes. Because the whole time leading up to that, I was just like, this is
a horror movie.
Boring. Like, it's like nothing's happening. It's just dragging. Okay, fuck. Dragging. Okay, fuck. Dragging. I'm like, okay. What's the shit everyone's talking about? And then when it starts happening, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, okay. Because it's, you know, it plays a lot on the tropes of the old slasher movies and people being really stupid and doing dumb shit. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? It was a lot of that. And then I just, of course, once the old people started getting more like, I'm like, okay, this is, got it. So yeah, it's
crazy.
Yeah.
That's super funny.
Yeah, that was a skip for me. But the most laughs I had was at the end when the old people died. I was like, what the fuck?
The fact that he has a heart attack that's awesome.
Bro, like it's not even drawn out. It's immediately just like, oh
my god.
That was it. He just slides through the floor. I'm like,
who the fuck made it?
Right, like there was no like, oh my god, like or maybe it was just immediate.
That's awesome.
Shit. All right.
Incredible.
I guess he's dead. And that was it. So yeah, we'll see. I'm not the one that was crazy about Hereditary either. Toni Collette carried that movie more than anything.
Sure.
She was phenomenal. The movie itself was okay. Like it didn't break any new grounds. It was like, oh my god.
But that's like most people I hear that watch that say it's a masterpiece. and like,
And
and
like it
that's
just has good creep factor.
sure.
It utilizes its creep well and it's shot really well. The movie itself it's good. Like it's good. I'm not gonna say like it sucks. Like it's by me, it's a good movie. But
Right.
I'm not like praise fucking
Yeah.
Hereditary. No.
And like,
None of that.
I mean, I need to, because so for instance, one, did you see Uncut Gems?
Yes.
And Uncut Gems, I will never watch that movie again. It's a fucking nightmare.
I really liked it only because it's so chaotic.
No, but it's great.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean is like A24 looked at that script and said, "Oh fuck yeah, that sounds insane."
Yeah.
Go. And you know, I'm sure that was a very cheap movie to make. I'm sure, you know, besides Adam Sandler, the cast is very nobody-esque.
I don't know who that fine ass side chick was, but goddamn.
Right. It had fucking Elsa in it as the original wife, Idina Menzel or whatever. Had KG in it. Which it was supposed to be Amari Stoudemire, and he backed out, and it was KG last second. We had to go in there and do that, which is funny.
Hilarious, yeah.
But that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. Is like, I took a lot of people to see Uncut Gems, and by a lot of people I mean my girl's parents and their best friends, and their best friends are like cinephiles, and so. But that movie ended. Boom, black credits start. My girl's mom leans over to me because I'm the reason we're all there. She leans over and goes, "That got good reviews?" And that was what she said. And I was like, astounding reviews. And I'm like, that movie is insane. And she's like, that was so bad. And I'm like, yeah, it was, but it was awesome. Like at the same, like, I mean, Adam Sandler is incredible. His character is a nightmare. And guess what? We all kind of know some people like him.
Oh yeah.
And not necessarily that they have to be gamblers, but they live their life that way, where they're always going, always in the wrong direction, just nightmares of people, and you got to deal with those fuckers.
It's so anxiety ridden. I'm like, this shit does not slow down. I'm like, oh,
exactly. I mean,
my God.
I've never had my blood pressure so high for so long, and that was exactly what it wanted to be.
Yep.
So, but my question that I was going to ask you is, you know, other A24 stuff, and this is what I think is funny.
I'll have to look it up. I keep getting shit's A24.
You haven't seen, I'm guessing you haven't watched the YouTube video yet.
But, no, I keep forgetting.
Fucking Marcel the Shell with shoes on.
I'm going to do that immediately when I'm looking at it.
A full-blown A24 feature film is going off of that thing. At the same time, because I'm guessing, did you go like
produced
when you were watching Everything Everywhere All at Once? Did you see that trailer before?
Nope.
Okay.
It didn't show up.
They played that trailer before, and they played the trailer for Men. Have you seen that trailer yet?
That looks interesting and unsettling because the same fucker for everything.
Right, and both are A24, and that's what I think is so funny is you literally have Marcel the Shell with shoes on. Everything Everywhere All at Once, Hereditary, Midsummer, and Men, Green Knight, all are the same thing.
It did a lot of shit.
That's correct. So the big one that I remember, like really being like their masterpiece-ish type of thing, is Ex Machina. Like that was when there was like
that's when it kicked off
on the map,
which is great.
But granted, like I haven't seen it yet, but I hear Enemy with Jake Gyllenhaal is batshit crazy weirdness.
Yes, and
I own it, so I'll watch it at some point.
The ending of that movie, to me, is one of the scariest fucking things in my life.
Really?
And it's like, and I can't take that as a fucking grain of salt because of what the film is centered around and what it utilizes, and how can I put this? The avatar that is used to convey what the film's about and emotions that it's going through. That certain thing is exploited heavily.
Okay.
At the very end for like literally the fastest fucking second, so abrupt. It's like the fuck, like it. Yeah, it's a lot, but only if that particular subject is highly effective to you.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Without
But-
being giving shit away.
But that's the thing. So like all I hear about when people say, "Oh, Enemy," it's like, yeah, the movie, no clue what it's about, what's going on, but the ending is batshit crazy. And
Yeah.
I feel like A24 read the script and said, "No clue what's going on, but that ending's batshit crazy. Here's some money." Like they're like, "Go make it," because that's wild.
It comes at night. That was another one. That was stupid as fuck.
Was it?
Yes, it was.
Like, have you seen The Farewell with
No.
Awkwafina? Adorable movie.
Oh, Moonlight's A24? Did not.
Yeah.
Lady Bird, haven't
The
seen
Witch, Lady Bird, I thought was absolutely god awful.
it. After Yang, heard shit about that, but I didn't watch it.
Good Time with Robert
Macbeth.
Pattinson.
Yeah, Good Time, Lighthouse.
Lock. I heard Come On with Joaquin is incredible. Feel good movie.
See, I heard the opposite. I heard it was fucking ass.
And see, that's what's so funny.
Oh yeah, I guess that's right. What we're talking about, yeah.
I mean, that like literally, like I only heard people say best time I've had in the theater in years with Come On. And then you're like, oh, all I've heard is it's horrible. It's like,
Yeah.
how is this happening? But that's exactly what
I heard The Last Black Man in San Francisco is amazing.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that got a lot of praise around
But even like Tragedy of Macbeth
awards season.
on Apple
Mm.
with Denzel, A24.
Did not know that. Okay, False Positive. That was an interesting one.
Let's see what that is.
I did watch it. That was a Hulu exclusive with
Oh.
Pierce Brosnan and chick from Broad City. I get them mixed up which one it is.
Alana Glazer.
Alana, yeah. I was gonna say Abby, but that's not her. That's the other one. And Justin Theroux. That movie is interesting. I would definitely say that. It's not horrible by any means, but it definitely takes a swing in A24 fashion. And Pierce Brosnan is creepy. Very much so.
Yeah.
But he's fucking great. But he's creepy. Yeah, and everything else I haven't seen, like mid-90s Jonah Hill's shit. I haven't seen.
I heard that was great, but I haven't seen it. You know,
same. The Humans, I missed that one. What the fuck that is? But the cast is interesting.
Lighthouse, obviously, batshit crazy. I haven't seen it yet, but batshit crazy.
Haven't either.
You know, they just go for that stuff. So it really is. They're just like shoot from the hip and see what lands. You know what I mean?
Oh, they produced the Euphoria specials. Oh,
did they? Jeez.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
But like, I don't actually know with you. I would really like for you to watch Green Knight. But you got to watch it on a 4K TV in 4K because goddamn, like the visuals are just.
Well, I got that covered.
Unbelievable.
Sorry.
But like that's one. It's 2 hours and 5 minutes. It feels like 3 hours. Like
God.
It's so like you're sitting there going, what the fuck is happening? To where like I remember going, oh my God, like where are we? But at the same time, it's like a classic story. It's good. Like I don't know. It's so weird. It's such a weird one.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Super, super weird. But goddamn, like I really do. When I say that is one of the best looking movies I've ever seen, I saw that in the shittiest theater I've ever been in my life. And I still was like, oh my God, the cinematography. Like there's 100 shots in that movie that you could frame on the wall and have people go, oh my God, just a beautiful image. Like really. So I like just for that reason, like I would love for you to take the time and just check that out at some point. But yeah, I mean but that's what I mean though, is when I say A24 saving cinema, it's they don't give a fuck.
They don't. And
you know what I mean? And that exactly, it's like, oh no, we're just gonna keep making movies.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. You know what I mean?
Pumping those fuckers
and
out.
Don't get me wrong, like they're also smart. Like Tragedy of Macbeth, Apple paid for that shit to get made. But A24 came to them and said, hey, would you like a movie with this awesome cast? It's a fucking horrible movie, but y'all can have it. Just pay for it.
I still haven't seen it. I don't think I will.
And guess what? I've watched 20 to 25 minutes of it. It has incredible imagery, and I will never watch another minute of it.
Yeah, imagine it's a Cohen.
I mean, it was fucking horrible. But, yeah, I mean, really, Green Knight is stunning. But really, like, Ex Machina is the one. I don't know anybody that's seen Ex Machina and they're not like, oh, that's damn good.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
I love Ex Machina.
It's so good.
Where did she go? Fuck, Alicia Vikander. Where did she go?
She's in Green Knight.
Oh, that's right.
So she sticks around.
Okay. Because she was an Oscar winner, so now just gone.
And you know what? Another thing I'll say about A24 that I appreciate is they are taking, like Michelle Yeoh, for instance, they're giving good actors scripts, or like I still have not seen Good Time. I've seen bits and pieces of it. It sounds like it's a lot like Uncut Gems, just not as
chaotic,
panic-inducing. But they go to great actors or big actors and say, "Here's this crazy script," and the actor will say, "I'll take drastically less money if you let me be in that movie." And that's what I appreciate. There's no one in an A24 movie that's not giving it 100%, because they're in it for the passion of making movies. And that's a weird thing, but like I can look at something like I can look at something like a Morbius, or I can look at something like Woody and Let There Be Carnage and say, oh, it's a big blockbuster and they're trying to get that paycheck. Good for them, but you can tell immediately by their performance what they're doing.
Yeah.
A24 has none of that. People, like, these actors are going to A24 and saying, I don't care what the next movie is. If you have a role for me, I'm going to take, please. And that's special. And that's where I'm like, they're saving cinema, because they're making some crazy ass shit. Half of it's terrible, half of it's, okay, and there's 1% that's unbelievably great, and that's awesome.
Yeah, they're the Fast and fucking Furious of movies. Like, we don't know what the fuck we're gonna get, but I want to be in this shit.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Because we're also getting, 3-4 a year from them.
They're cranking it the fuck out. You don't realize it's
insane. Where's the money coming from? Like, I don't understand it all, but good for them. Really. So
it's coming from them, and then distributors. It's like, hey, partner with us on this. Like, they've earned that reputation to do that.
Right.
Because like you said, they come to the studio. It's like, listen, we have this project. We can put in you can put in much if you want. It's like, yeah, we got you.
Yep.
Do your thing.
I love
it. Cool.
Yeah,
thanks.
I dig it a lot. So that is funny though about the X movie, because all I've heard is, like, I literally know multiple people that went and saw it and they're like, yeah, it was an okay horror. And then you tell me about it and it's like, how the fuck did they say that?
I don't even call it okay. Like, it's so boring. Like, it's not. I was like, dude, when is this shit gonna pop off? It sounds like a parody the way that you know. And I think in some ways, in instances, I think it's deliberate. Okay. But it's just like, it's hurting it at the same time. Oh, sure. Because like, you led me with this serious tone,
right,
of a film. And you can have your little jokes every once in a while, because it's people doing porn. So of course you have like your little stuff in there. But it's just like, then the end happens. It's like, whoa, this movie is just, what's happening?
Yeah.
And it's not believable. It's not, because like you, in a certain instance, when I know what a movie is off rip, I'm fine. I got it. What I expect. I'm broken down.
That's correct.
I say it's amazing. It's great. But once you set something up for me, because that movie is not marketed or seen to be what it is, like nor does the whole movie fucking start off that way.
Right.
So your killers, I thought something was like supernatural about them, or like, hey, youth devil. That's what it was kind of going towards. At least I thought. But nope, it's just really old fucking people fucking struggling around killing folks who are dick deprived.
Yeah, that's incredible. What the fuck?
Okay.
Yeah. And that's why like I was bringing up Room, because that's a movie that Tommy Wiseau 100% made to be legitimate. And then after it came out, he was like, of course it's a parody. Yeah. And there's multiple times that's happened. I'm trying to remember the most recent one, because there was one that was not long ago that the director like swapped after the fact. I was like, yeah, no, I meant to be fucking weird and stupid. It's like, no, you didn't. But But yeah,
done. And apparently
like-
the prequel is supposed to be 25,000 more batshit and more gory and everything than this one. I'm like, all right, dude, whatever you say.
Yeah.
I'm
you
not,
do have a more abled actress, run around do crazy shit, I guess.
Oh, and Mia Goth is like her name.
If it's a prequel and she's younger, yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to figure out who. Because Tyler Waits directed it. I know he's did like other movies that people are like, these are the best movies ever in life.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out which one that was, but I'm like, all right, girl. I think he did The Witch.
Okay. I haven't seen it, but people do love that movie.
Known for The House of the Devil, but apparently that movie is great. He did a segment on VHS, which is a great, really good horror movie type thing.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's old. It's like a anthology type. It's really good.
Gotcha.
The first one. Everything else is like, holy hell. Yeah, like he did the Chamber series that was boring and annoying. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he didn't do The Witch, I think.
Yeah, no, I'm not seeing it on here.
Oh, the dude who did The Northman did The Witch. The Witch, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And Lighthouse.
And Lighthouse. Yeah.
So
but yeah.
that was going to be my next question. What movie are you seeing this weekend, or are you seeing both?
What's both? What's the other one? Northman and what?
The Nicolas Cage one.
Oh, that's right. I'm seeing both.
Yeah.
I'm seeing both.
Yeah.
There's no way around that. Because everybody and their mother is talking about the Northman. It's like, oh, it's just brutal Viking goodness and this, that, and I'm like, and it's great and awesome. I'm like, cool, I'm here for it. And then there's just no way I'm not seeing, massive talent.
Yeah, the Nick Cage one is so. Oh my god, that trailer! It might be my favorite trailer that I've seen play in a theater because of what it does to the audience.
Right.
Where literally, because it ends with a CG younger version of Nick Cage.
It does not look
going,
great.
Nick Rickhead, and he's just holding it forever while like action's happening.
Woo!
Cage! Like, wow, Cage! And like,
oh my God.
and then it ends, and all I hear is all these people in the crowd go like, "I gotta see it!" Which is so funny because it should be a 50-50 chance of like, that looks so stupid, what the fuck? But everyone is like, incredible, like that's what I want to see next. And it's so funny because nothing but chatter in the theater whenever that trailer ends. It's so awesome.
Oh no, it's great.
So
it's absolutely great. But I'm seeing both of those.
Oh,
sure.
And JVS just saw it and he said it was hilarious. So fantastic.
Oh shit.
Yeah. That's one I had a chance to go see it early, and I'm upset that I didn't. But I've got tickets to see it this weekend, and I'm very excited.
I still have to see Sonic.
I'm not seeing that shit. I'm good. I would say, and with Northman, I'm interested to see if you actually do go see that movie. How you feel about that will give me a little bit more bearings on the Green Knight, because the Green Knight is much weirder and like less easy to understand. Like way.
You've seen the Northman already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like way weirder, but the vibe is the same. Where like, if Green Knight is taking this movie and saying like, we're going 100% artistic, Northman is like 70% artistic, where you can follow it. It's a revenge movie set in that time period of. Like when we say Vikings, like it's just the time period. Like there's no Vikings in the movie.
Oh yeah.
But like, anyway, but I dug it, even though I will say the action is not directed well in a lot of ways. Like when they're actually fighting, it's like slow. Like you can tell when they were filming, they're like, "Hey, go slow."
Yeah.
And it's not great, but like you just go into the world and if you're about it, it's okay. Like
I will say I saw a clip
because there's some of it in the trailer and you can tell.
I've only seen so much of the trailers I can remember, But it's a clip where he's younger. I don't know if he's younger, but his hair's shorter. He's like, "Oh, I am the whatever the fuck," and he's walking down this hill, and all these people are like coming at him. He's like, "I am the son of such and such, or the vengeance, or whatever." And then he starts to like fight these people, and it is quite slow. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh.
And
Okay. And I've heard that feedback before.
Yeah. And what I'll say is that's not younger him. It actually made me sad.
I think that's older him though, because given the trailers.
Correct.
Yeah.
So Alexander Skarsgård looks as badass as I've seen anyone in a movie in a long time when he's got his hair long.
Yeah.
And he's got that headband on and he's just fucking barbarian. Very like that's him at the beginning of the movie. And then when he goes on his revenge quest, he cuts his hair to blend in. And he basically acts like a idiot to blend in because he's this big bulky guy. And so he's like, I gotta act stupid. And so he's got like almost a Bieber haircut from like a few years ago, like what kids at high school would have.
Yeah.
And he looks ridiculous. But like it fits the story because if he had kept the long hair, people would be like, you look fucking awesome. Like, what do you do? And so I get it. But I do wish that he kept it longer because he looks so like that scene. It's all over the posters and the trailers and stuff. But there's that scene where he's just walking, just abs out, wet, hair down, and he just looks fucking. I'm just like, God damn, son, so good.
He does look badass. But like when I saw that, I was like, okay, that takes the badass away a little bit visually. But yeah, who knows? Okay.
And that's like JVS is right. Like it's slowed down. You see everything, but also like in that big fight scene when he's got the long hair, he jumps down off of a ledge, and like the wire work is horrible. Like it's just slow motion. Like I don't think Eggers knew how to direct it, or like he shot it and he was like, "We'll go slow and we can speed it up. We can do the frame rate thing and make it look faster," and they just never did it. Like it really does look that way in some spots, but the final battle is great. Like it's just like a duel basically, and it's just nothing but brutality and like pain, and it's great. So I'm excited for you to see both so we can talk about them for sure.
Okay. Well, I shall. No kill of death isn't quickly shown. It's almost inanimally explicit. Yeah, I heard it's just brutal and there's all hell.
That's correct.
I love. We all know I get off on that shit of gore and brutality, so sounds good to me. All right, so I think that's it. Everyone's talking about
does it?
NBA and Lakers and shit, but it's work. Yeah. All right. I think this is a good little cutoff. Yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Let's do it. All right, y'all. I want to thank y'all so much for joining us on that latest episode. It was a lot to unpack, a lot to talk about. Thank you all who showed up during the live chat and those who are watching on playback. Thank you again. Please share this video. Hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate that support. Along with the thumbs up, help the show reach a lot more people, and the notification bell to be notified when all episodes drop. So Logan,
yes sir,
tell the people where they can find you and what you got going on.
Well, of course, you can find me right here, Logan_Swish on the Twitter, and Logan Swish on YouTube, where you can see my reactions that get copyright claimed or blocked, whichever they decide to do. And then on Patreon, Logan Swish, where you'll see the stuff that doesn't get claimed. We got Moon Knight. Super excited because after tonight, I don't know what's going to happen. I haven't seen them, so like I'm excited to be caught up and like get to experience again, kind of. But yeah, I'm excited for sure. So yeah, we'll see. Look at JVS is like, oh god. So yeah, I'm so excited. God, John, record yourself for like the last 30 minutes. Just start it at the last 30 minutes and just let it ride, and you'll be glad that you did, because you're just gonna say, what is happening? Like It's so funny.
Emotional damage.
But yeah,
Oh,
and
shit.
also if you're watching on my stream or on playback, John's YouTube is in my description.
Likewise. So, yes, thank you so much. Make sure you go show up boys some love. Hit that subscribe button, follow, all of that good stuff. Y'all can find me right up top, all there, everything on all forms of social media. Check out my TikToks, everything like that. Would greatly appreciate it. Hit the follows on there. And let's see, maybe you'll have a little reaction from me of Moon Knight or whatever. We'll see
Just
tonight.
I literally just see the title of Moon Knight episode 4 ending reaction, and that's it.
Okay.
And just so you can talk about the whole episode, but it's gonna be a good 3-4 minutes of you just saying, "What the fuck? What?" Like that's all it's gonna be.
Yeah. So that's
We'll
pretty
see.
much. We'll see. But again, thank y'all so much. It is ya boy, Knight.
And I'm Logan.
And as always, I will see. Oh, let me check it the right way. Okay. And as always, I will see y'all. We will see y'all. I can't talk no more. God damn it. We'll see y'all in the goddamn cave. Peace.
See you guys. See y'all in the goddamn